Urban Cultivation, starting my immortal path from key refining level 1. Hello again, dear adventurers of the multiverse. Thanks for joining us once more on this epic journey. Remember, this story is pure science fiction from our wild imagination, so don't go trying to summon dragons in your backyard. The rights of this amazing novel belong entirely to its original author, we are only the narrators. Do you want more adventures? Show some love to our YouTube channel with a subscription and a like, and if you want exclusive content, our Patreon is waiting for you with open arms. Chapter 351 No One Survives. Haha, those two are the ones who absolutely refuse to live or die. Last time, it was this old man who thought he was invincible and acted so arrogantly, only to be beaten and sent fleeing by two masters sent by the Zhang family. I just heard that the old man brought a young man with him. I thought the young man was a master, but he's just an ordinary person without any Zhenki. Ha ha ha, isn't this just a dish for the hungry? The many onlookers recognized Su Shanju, and when they saw that Su Yang was an ordinary person, they all smiled sarcastically. During the battle in southern Xinjiang a few days ago, Su Yang's appearance on the sky screen was brief. Furthermore, these people were not civil or military officials, so naturally they didn't recognize Su Yang. However, Long Zuxing frowned slightly. He felt vaguely familiar with Su Yang, but for a moment, he couldn't place who he was. Damn you, old bastard. I gave you a life last time, but you didn't cherish it and instead ran over here to die? Haha, since you want to die, this patriarch will grant your wish and send you to hell. Zhang Hongling glared at Su Shanju with an angry expression, his eyes filled with coldness. Then, politely, he said, Thunder God of War, go ahead and kill that old bastard first. Seeing this, Su Shanju didn't panic at all. Instead, he smiled and looked at Zhang Hongling as if he were a fool. As Su Yang's servant, he naturally knew Xiao Ting and the members of the Bloodslaughter clan. Moreover, Su Shanju knew that, like himself, Bloodslaughter clan was bound by a soul contract to his master. Hearing Patriarch Zhang ordering Bloodslaughter clan to deal with his master, Su Shanju couldn't help but smile. Old thing, what are you laughing at? Zhang Hongling was furious, then his eyes fell on Su Yang, and he said in a deep voice, You two broke into the Zhang family to save Wang Fuge. Humph, what a pity, you are all going to die tonight, but Wang Fuge's life must be saved. Zhang Hongling laughed coldly, after all, I haven't tortured him enough. Ha ha ha. Hearing this, Su Yang asked with a gloomy face, Did you cause his injuries? Yes, Zhang Hongling smiled playfully, even his arms were cut off by me. Haha, this guy is really afraid of pain, he keeps screaming. Zhang Hongling sneered, although I won't kill him later, I will cut off his tongue, so that he won't scream again when I torture him next time, which is annoying. Haha, good, very good. Su Yang's body was shaking with anger, and he squinted his eyes and said coldly, Xiao Ting, break his arms and cut off half of his tongue. I want him to be unable to live or die. Xiao Ting, are you ordering the Thunder God of War around? Zhang Hongling couldn't help but laugh. Young man, you're so arrogant. How could the Thunder God of War obey your orders? Yes, sir, but at that moment, Xiao Ting bowed and clasped his fists, respectfully responding. Then, with a sullen expression, Xiao Ting approached Zhang Hongling, a terrifying aura emanating from him. Ahem. At that moment, Zhang Hongling was stunned, his mind blank, and he hurriedly stepped back. Responding, Zhang Hongling asked in confusion, Thunder God of War, what are you doing? I'm going to cripple you. I'll complete the young master's mission. With those words, Xiao Ting suddenly struck out, his fists pounding and pounding, instantly defeating Zhang Hongling. Then, with an expressionless face, Xiao Ting violently tore off Zhang Hongling's arms. Blood instantly gushed out, staining the blue brick floor red. After casually dropping Zhang Hongling's arm, Xiao Ting grasped Zhang Hongling's mouth with one hand and thrust his other into his mouth. The pressure from his two fingers crushed half of Zhang Hongling's tongue. Ah! Puff! Zhang Hongling screamed in agony, his mouth spurting out a pool of blood. Mixed in with the blood was half his tongue, a horrifying sight. Xiao Ting didn't let Zhang Hongling go. Instead, he carried the agonized Zhang Hongling to Su Yang, awaiting his next order. Wow! This scene shocked everyone present, and they all stared in amazement. What's going on? Wasn't the Thunder God of War going to stand up for the Zhang family? Why is he attacking the head of the Zhang family? Didn't you hear? The Thunder God of War just called that young man young master. Could he be the Su family's eldest son, Su Yang? It must be right. Otherwise, who would give orders to the thunder god of war. I vaguely heard something about what happened on the battlefield in southern Xinjiang. Wasn't young Master Su kidnapped by Country D's invincible god of war, Duan Muliu? How is he still alive? Everyone was talking in a flurry, shocked but mostly curious. Head of the family, the nearby Zhang family masters, seeing Zhang Hong suffer humiliation, rushed forward, intending to rescue the head of the family. Haha. In response, Su Yang looked around and said coldly, I'm giving you one choice, leave, or die. I'll count to 3. If you still stay, don't blame me for being heartless. 3. The Zhang family masters suddenly stopped and looked at each other, unable to make a choice. 2. Su Yang spoke again, his eyes growing colder. HMPH, who's he? Even if he's the eldest son of the Su family, so what? Thunder War God, Blood Slaughter members? We, the Iron Fist sect, have nothing to worry about. The Iron Fist sect's second guardian, a late-stage heavenly sect expert, stepped forward and declared coldly, leave Xiao Ting to me. The other 49 can only wipe out peak grandmasters on the battlefields of southern Xinjiang. We have over a dozen Earth sect members. Together, we can easily kill them. Upon hearing this, the Zhang family experts present no longer wavered in their confusion, murderous intent flickered in their eyes. The guests retreated, fearing they might be implicated. 1. Su Yang counted to 3, and behind him, Shen Rushu, his eyes cold, said, blood slaughter, kill them all. Leave no one alive. Yes, the 49 blood slaughter members, receiving Su Yang's command, responded in unison. The next moment, all 49 rushed out simultaneously, unstoppable like tigers descending from the mountains. In an instant, screams rang out in the air. The current blood slaughter members, having weathered the battles of southern Xinjiang, were each as powerful as a peak Earth sect master. Even without employing the Fulan combined attack technique, they could easily annihilate the Zhang family's masters. As for the second guardian, Xiao Ting struggled mightily, ultimately slaying him with only minor injuries. Furthermore, a fifth guardian attempted to escape during the chaos, only to have his skull shattered by a single blow from Su Shamju. In a matter of minutes, all the Zhang family's masters were slaughtered, leaving none alive. Meanwhile, the 49 blood slaughter members, unharmed, stood in a neat, imposing formation, their power overwhelming. Zhang Hongling, who had lost both arms, roared in despair upon witnessing this scene. Though he only had half his tongue, he could still shout. Then, Zhang Hongling crawled to Prince Ping's feet, screaming for help. Prince Ping glanced at the Zhang family's patriarch, then his gaze fell on Su Yang, his expression complicated. Finally, he said calmly, young Master Su, you've gone too far. Chapter 352 Who do you think you are? Emperor Long Xingshan had previously stated that he would appoint Su Yang as commander-in-chief, placing him in command of the 3 armies. Currently, however, the head of the 3 armies was Prince Ping, Long Zuxing. Consequently, a rivalry existed between Long Zuxing and Su Yang, and he naturally held a negative impression of him. Furthermore, Zhu Tu was from the Su family and a member of their secret guards, while Su Yang, the eldest son of the Su family, was the master of the Zhu Tu members. If Long Zuxing wanted to monopolize Zhu Tu, Su Yang had to disappear, or Zhu Tu would not join his fold. Initially, Long Zuxing had assumed Su Yang would die at the hands of Duan Muliu, so he paid him little attention. But upon seeing Su Yang's appearance, Long Zuxing harbored murderous intent. He had no reason to justify it, and he couldn't rashly sentence Su Yang to death. But now, he had a reason. Su Yang had been so audacious and reckless that he had gone on a killing spree in the crucial city of Kyoto, nearly annihilating the Zhang family. This was a capital offense. Long Zuxing sneered inwardly. Finally, he had found his chance to punish Su Yang, and naturally, he wouldn't miss it. He stood up and righteously accused Su Yang. Excessive? Su Yang narrowed his eyes slightly, meeting Long Zuxing's gaze, a sneer curling his lips. He had long heard of Prince Ping, Long Zuxing's reputation. He was his sister's immediate superior, and the 10 great war gods were all under Prince Ping's command. However, Su Yang wasn't impressed by him, he simply knew of his existence, not the slightest respect. Now, hearing Prince Ping speak in defense of the Zhang family, Su Yang's favorable impression of him grew even worse. At this moment, Su Yang stared at Long Zuxing with a cold look in his eyes, and said lightly, when the ancestor of the Zhang family, a white-haired old man who was more than 200 years old, forced himself to marry a 20-year-old girl, Why didn't you say it was excessive, when the Zhang family imprisoned my brother, cut off his arms, and made him wish he could neither live nor die? Why didn't you say it was excessive? Su Yang looked directly into Long Zuxing's eyes, neither humble nor arrogant, and sneered repeatedly. Now that the victim has become the Zhang family, you stand up and say that I'm going too far. Haha, you are really a good prince who can clearly distinguish between good and evil. Upon hearing this, many guests at the scene immediately started talking. The ancestor of the Zhang family? I didn't expect that the person who wants to marry Miss Liu is not Zhang Junping, the young master of the Zhang family. This is really too much. He is so old and his teeth have all fallen out, but he still wants to eat young grass and steal someone's love. No wonder Miss Liu's childhood sweetheart came to the door a few days ago. From what young Master Su said, the young man a few days ago was his good brother. Young Master Su is righteous. For the sake of his good brother, he dared to confront the Zhang family and even faced Prince Ping directly without any fear. His courage is commendable. A newborn calf is not afraid of a tiger. Who is Prince Ping? He is the #1 person under the emperor and has tremendous power. Who among the dignitaries in Kyoto does not give him face? Should I say it or not? When young Master Su said this, it was tantamount to slapping Prince Ping in the face. Ha ha ha. I didn't expect that Prince Ping would be so embarrassed. Shut up, you all. You are courting death. You even dare to talk about the current prince. When Long Zuxing heard what everyone said, his face instantly darkened. He glared at Su Yang with rage and said in a deep voice, Su Yang, no matter what happened before, today you publicly massacred the Zhang family's masters. This is a fact. You have disregarded the law and acted recklessly, causing extremely negative consequences. Long Zuxing condemned Su Yang immediately and said sternly, come, take Su Yang to the palace to await his fate. Long Zuxing had brought with him, in addition to Zhu Tu, 4 other masters from the palace. All 4 were at the Earth sect level, possessing unfathomable strength. They had always been by his side, protecting him. Yes, receiving Long Zuxing's order, the 4 masters responded in unison, then approached Su Yang with stern eyes. Let's see who dares. At that moment, Xiao Ting, covered in blood, stepped forward and stood in front of Su Yang. His clothes and face were stained with the blood of the Zhang family's masters, forming crusts. His eyes widened in anger, his towering figure like a mountain as he glared fiercely at the masters from the palace. Nearby, 49 members of the Bloodslaughter clan marched in an orderly formation, their faces expressionless as they turned towards the palace's masters. Each of them exuded a terrifying aura. The 49 auras coalesced into a powerful force that overwhelmed the entire venue. All the guests involuntarily moved away, some timid ones even trembling with fear. As for the 4 Earth sect masters of the palace, they could not withstand the pressure from Xiao Ting and the 49 Bloodslaughter clan, their faces grimacing. But they dared not move, fearing the reprimand from Long Zuxing, so they stood their ground. Xiao Ting. At this moment, Long Zuxing glared at Xiao Ting, then glanced around at the 49 Bloodslaughter clan members. He said in a deep voice, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to rebel? Get out of my way. Xiao Ting remained unmoved, simply giving Prince Ping a cold look, as if he hadn't heard him. HMPH, Long Zuxing's face was as gloomy as water. He snorted coldly and said angrily, Xiao Ting, you must know that you are all from China. Your duty is to defend your country, not the private power of a certain family. Since ancient times, loyalty and righteousness cannot be achieved at the same time. If the two are contradictory, loyalty should be chosen instead of righteousness. To defend the country with all your heart is the great righteousness. Long Zuxing was passionate, and then he said solemnly, now, this king orders you to capture Su Yang and take him back to the palace. Shut up. Xiao Ting met Long Zuxing's gaze for the first time and said coldly, in the hearts of all the blood slaughterers, the eldest master is a god, and no one can replace him. Even if the sky wants to go against the eldest master, we will continue to fight. Even if we know it is like a moth flying into a flame, we will poke a hole in the sky. Xiao Ting's face was as gloomy as water, and his tone was indifferent. Prince Ping, who do you think you are? If you dare to disrespect the eldest master again, be careful of your head. Rebellion. Long Zuxing was furious. He waved his sleeves vigorously and said with gritted teeth, Xiao Ting, you have no patriotism. The emperor has wasted his painstaking efforts to appoint you as the 11th general. Nonsense. Xiao Ting said coldly. I said, who do you think you are? Do you think you can represent the country? We follow the eldest young master and are loyal to him. The eldest young master has the world in his heart and is righteous. How can you say that we are not worthy of the title? Xiao Ting continued in a cold voice. Also, I heard that after the battle broke out in southern Xinjiang a few days ago, you ordered a retreat and abandoned tens of millions of people around southern Xinjiang just to preserve military strength. Is that right? This king, faced with Xiao Ting's questioning, Prince Ping's face became even uglier, and he explained, this king is considering the overall situation to avoid falling into the trap of country D. So, you're just disregarding the lives of tens of millions of people. Have you ever considered what the situation would be like now if the young master hadn't led us to southern Xinjiang and turned the tide? Xiao Ting continued, haha, let me tell you, the soldiers of country D will slaughter our unarmed civilians at will. By then, there will be devastating suffering, misery, and rivers of blood. Prince Ping, is this how you defend your country? After such actions, how can you have the nerve to condemn us with patriotism? Chapter 353 Your face is worthless. Buzz. Xiao Ting's words caused an uproar at the scene. Those who had originally dared not discuss Prince Ping could not help but speak out. So it was Prince Ping who ordered the retreat. That was too much? How could he make such a decision? I've known about this for a long time. My grandfather was a civil servant and attended the meeting in the Golden Palace. Prince Ping indeed advocated non-resistance and even intended to abandon southern Xinjiang. He even had a verbal dispute with Prime Minister Liu Honglian, the head of the civil service. This is truly excessive. If it weren't for the appearance of the blood slaughterers, southern Xinjiang would have been a river of blood. I never expected Prince Ping to be so afraid of fighting. How can he be the head of the military and command the three armies? Yes, this time he gave up southern Xinjiang, next time he gave up northern Xinjiang. Over time, he will lose all our land. The ridiculous thing is, he still wields the sword of his country and wants to punish blood slaughter with it. How can he have the nerve to do that? Blood slaughter is a hero to our country. The crowd's comments were like slaps in the face, slapping Long Zuxing. Before, even if he heard some unfavorable remarks, he would not have lost his temper. Prince Ping had always been known for his humility and virtuous conduct, readily accepting criticism. But this time, Long Zuxing's defenses were broken. He scowled at the guests and said coldly, if you don't want your entire family executed, shut up. Everyone present instantly shut up and took a few steps back. Haha, Xiao Ting sneered, Prince Ping, you can silence them, but can you silence the world's gossip? Originally, I didn't want to talk about these things and planned to pretend I didn't know. You forced me to do it, Xiao Ting said sternly. Now I can tell you clearly, if you dare disrespect my eldest young master again, we, the blood slaughterers, will destroy your palace. You? Long Zuxing stared at Xiao Ting, then laughed in anger. Haha. Good, very good, Xiao Ting, Su Yang, blood slaughter, haha, you challenged the royal authority, expect to be punished. Long Zuxing waved his hand and said in a deep voice, take Master Zhang, let's go. Two of the four palace masters nearby supported Zhang Hongling. Afterwards, the group planned to leave the Zhang family. Stop, at this moment, Su Yang pointed at Zhang Hongling and said in a cold voice, Prince Ping, keep him here, or no one in the palace, including you, will leave. Huh? Long Zuxing suppressed his anger and frowned. Su Yang, are you threatening me? So what? Su Yang raised an eyebrow, meeting Long Zuxing's gaze. Damn it. Long Zuxing was almost furious. It had been so many years since someone dared to do this to him. Die? Su Yang and the members of the blood slaughter sect must die. But now, Long Zuxing knew he was weak and couldn't confront Su Yang head-on. But Zhang Hongling was a descendant of the Iron Fist sect's leader. If Zhang Hongling had been killed outright, it wouldn't have mattered. But now that Zhang Hongling was still alive and had asked for his help, Long Zuxing couldn't just sit back and watch. Otherwise, if the sect leader Zhang Changsheng heard about it, he would surely blame him. Although Prince Ping didn't fear Zhang Changsheng, he didn't want to create a rift between them. Therefore, after a moment's silence, Long Zuxing looked at Su Yang. And slowly said in a negotiating tone, Su Yang, give me a favor and let the head of the Zhang family go, how about it? Haha, Su Yang sneered, you threatened me and wanted to punish me before, which shows that we have torn our faces apart. Now you ask me to give you a favor, Prince Ping, do you think I am a 3-year-old child? Su Yang looked at Long Zuxing, smiled playfully, also, when you accused me of going too far before, your face was worthless in my eyes, now I give you 10 seconds. If you don't disappear from my side after 10 seconds, then, I'm sorry, you, Prince Ping, you can't leave today. The Zhang Hongling you mentioned tortured my brother and made him suffer, but you wanted to protect him and be his umbrella. Haha, then you and he are guilty of the same crime, and death is not a pity, at the end. Su Yang's face darkened, and a cold aura emanated from him, making the air around them seem frozen. Shame. Your face is worthless. Su Yang's words were like rubbing Prince Ping's face against the ground. I will remember what happened today, Prince Ping snarled coldly, his eyes filled with rage as he looked at Su Yang. Su Yang said calmly, you have 6 seconds. Upon hearing this, Prince Ping immediately fled the Zhang residence with 4 of his palace masters. Like a stray dog, he showed no sign of a prince. This scene instantly amused many of the guests. I'm dying of laughter. 1 second he was spouting threats, and the next he's running away in disgrace. I've never seen Prince Ping like this before. Ha. I didn't expect Prince Ping to have comedic talent. What a talent. It's a real loss to the crosstalk world if he doesn't join the day in society. Everyone was laughing, but Zhang Hongling, who had lost both arms and half his tongue, couldn't laugh. Watching Prince Ping leave, his eyes filled with despair, he stood up and tried to flee after him. Still trying to run, Su Yang showed no mercy and ordered, Xiaoting, detach his legs. Yes, Xiaoting respectfully agreed, then leaped forward and quickly completed his master's task. Zhang Hongling instantly fell to the ground, his limbs forcibly torn off. He cried miserably, and the scene was covered in blood. Su Yang's torture was excruciating, but Zhang Hongling had no intention of committing suicide. He knew that the Zhang family still had a terrifying figure, and if the ancestor intervened, he would surely be able to save him. But now, with the ancestor still not appearing, Zhang Hongling's patience was exhausted. He banged his head against the ground, intending to die. Bang! However, Su Yang raised his hand and released a burst of spiritual energy, knocking Zhang Hongling to his knees. Your life belongs to my brothers. You want to die? It won't be that easy, Su Yang coldly ordered. Come, restrain him. Upon receiving the order, 2 members of the blood slaughter group stepped forward, one on each side restraining Zhang Hongling. Su Yang, in turn, used spiritual energy to seal his blood vessels, stopping the bleeding and preventing him from bleeding to death. Take him away and lock him up in the dungeon. From today on, the Zhang family manor is my residence. Xiaoting, wipe out the remaining Zhang family members. We must thoroughly investigate. Anyone involved in young Master Wang's incident must be eliminated. No one should be spared, Su Yang ordered calmly. As for the other servants, if they want to stay, they can stay. If they want to leave, don't stop them. Coming to Kyoto with 49 blood slaughterers by his side, he had to have a place to stay. He couldn't just live on the streets. And wasn't the Zhang family manor a ready-made place? Chapter 354. That is awesome, he can grab anything. Yes, upon hearing this, the blood slaughter members instantly dispersed and began to clean up the Zhang family as their host had instructed. The numerous guests were stunned, their eyes filled with astonishment. This is a blatant robbery, to dare to do such a thing in this important place in Kyoto? I have to say, young Master Su has his way. We can't help but accept it. I heard earlier that the Emperor intended to appoint Su Yang as a general, giving the Su family 3 generals. But now that young Master Su has offended the imperial family, I'm afraid he won't have a good outcome. Indeed, the imperial family unifies the country and holds sway over the world. Their dignity cannot be challenged. I'm sure the Emperor will soon order the Su family to be punished. Everyone, at this moment, Su Yang's gaze fell on the crowd and he smiled softly. This place now belongs to the Su family. You may leave. Xiaoting, show us out. Yes. Upon hearing this, Xiaoting led several members of the blood slaughter group and escorted the guests out of the manor. Witnessing Su Yang's dominance, the people dared not complain and left obediently. After taking care of these matters, Su Yang found a secluded room and laid Wang Fuge to bed. He had examined Wang Fuge's injuries, and while they were serious, they were not life-threatening. However, his severed arm proved more difficult to treat. With Su Yang's current strength, he couldn't regenerate an arm. That was a skill reserved for those at the nascent soul stage. The best solution, at this point, was to find Wang Fuge's arm, or use someone else's arm and, with the aid of the bone-growing pill, reattach it. However, while Wang Fuge would return to normal life, he would likely never become a true swordsman. After all, a reattached arm wasn't his own, and it wouldn't be as skillful in its use. While insignificant for an ordinary person, it was a fatal injury to a swordsman. Wang Fuge possessed the Tali sword body, and his future achievements were limitless. Unless absolutely necessary, Su Yang didn't want to deprive him of his chance to reach the pinnacle. Therefore, Su Yang only treated Wang Fuge's other injuries, leaving the arm for later. Even after all this was done, Wang Fuge remained asleep. Su Yang left the room and released Su Xing from the storage ring. Being locked up in a storage ring wasn't ideal for a 4-year-old. If he got sick, it would be troublesome. After all, he was his biological child. What a beautiful manor. After Su Xing emerged, he was instantly captivated by the Zhang family manor and couldn't help but ask, "Dad, where's this? The Zhang family manor?" "Oh, that's where your good brother is imprisoned, right?" Su Xing said with a longing smile. "This setting is beautiful. I wish it were my home." "It already is," Su Yang said with a smile. Dad, what do you mean?" Su Yang smiled and said, "Dad has snatched this place away. You can live here as long as you want in the future." Snatched it away? Oh my god. Su Xing widened his eyes, and after he reacted, he said with admiration, "Dad is awesome. He can snatch anything. You are worthy of being a super gangster, Dad. Why don't you work harder and snatch the palace away, and then you can be the emperor?" Su Xing said excitedly. "I heard that the emperor has 3 palaces, 6 courtyards and 72 concubines. If you become the emperor, I will ascend the throne after you die. Then I will have so many concubines. It's exciting to think about it. Dad, can you try harder, old?" Bang! Su Xing grew increasingly agitated as Su Yang slapped him on the head, his face sullen. "Shut up. Don't talk nonsense, Dad, you hit me again. Children shouldn't be hit on the head too often, it'll damage them. If you hit me again, I'll tell Mom and let her." Su Xing was speaking when his attention was suddenly drawn to a little girl in the distance. It was the same little girl he'd seen eating candied haws on the street earlier, delicate and adorable. Meanwhile, the little girl was standing with many of the Zhang family's servants, being questioned by Zhu Tu. "Wow, beautiful girl. I didn't expect to see you again. The first time we met was a coincidence, the second time is fate." "Ha ha ha, Dad, I don't want to argue with you. I'm off to find my destiny." Su Xing skipped happily towards the little girl in the distance. Damn it, a little jerk who forgets his loyalty for the sake of beauty. As soon as the words left his mouth, Su Yang's face darkened and he said, "No, how could he forget his loyalty for the sake of beauty? I'm his father, I'm almost mad, young master." Just then, Xiao Ting walked over, stood respectfully in front of Su Yang, and asked curiously, "Who is that little boy?" "His name is Su Xing, and he's my biological son," Su Yang warned. "This kid is very naughty. Xiao Ting, keep an eye on him and don't let him get into trouble." "Yes," Xiao Ting responded respectfully. "Yes." Su Yang nodded slightly, then pointed at the little girl in the distance and asked, "Xiao Ting, what's the origin of that little girl?" Reporting to the young master, "She's very cute. I remember her. Her name is Mo Yuan, the daughter of a servant of the Zhang family," Xiao Ting said. "Mo Yuan." Su Yang silently repeated the little girl's name, not caring much about it, and then asked, "Have you found out the whereabouts of Liu Chushan?" Since entering the Zhang family manor, Su Yang has not noticed any trace of Liu Chushan, so he asked Xiao Ting to investigate. "Master, I've asked clearly," Xiao Ting responded truthfully. "Before you and Senior Su Shanja showed up, Miss Liu Chushan was still at the manor, but at some point, Miss Liu Chushan disappeared, and with her, disappeared the young master of the Zhang family, Zhang Junping." "Huh?" Su Yang frowned and asked. "Disappeared?" "Yes, I've searched every corner of the manor, but I can't find any trace of Miss Liu Chushan and Zhang Junping." "Is that so?" Su Yang thought for a moment, then said, "According to what I've learned, the ancestor of the Zhang family, Zhang Changshen, is a master at the half-step divine sect realm. Just now, we were killing people in the manor and even torturing Zhang Hongling. But that Zhang Changshen didn't show up. I guess Zhang Changshen is not at the Zhang family manor. I guess the young master of the Zhang family realized that something was wrong and, by some unknown method, took Liu Chushan and escaped." Su Yang guessed, Zhang Changshen has a good impression of Liu Chushan. Liu Chushan shouldn't be in danger in the short term, but as time goes by, it's hard to say. Zhu Tu is relatively weak and can't spread out to search for information. Now we can only rely on the Medicine King Hall, with the influence of the Medicine King Hall in the ancient martial arts world. It shouldn't be difficult to find Liu Chushan's whereabouts. With this thought in mind, Su Yang ordered, "Su Shanju, come, accompany me to the Medicine King Hall." "Yes," Su Shanju respectfully agreed. Then, Su Yang was about to take Su Shanju away. Who knew at this moment? A member of the Bloodslaughter clan trotted over, knelt on one knee, and said respectfully, "Master, several people have arrived outside. The leader claims to be the Grand Chamberlain, and they've brought an imperial decree, saying the Emperor has summoned you to the Golden Throne Hall immediately." "The Emperor summoned you?" Su Yang sneered. "It's obvious that Prince Ping must have filed a complaint against me. The Emperor summoned me to the Golden Throne Hall, naturally intending to publicly punish me. With Liu Chushan missing, I don't have time to play with him." Su Yang sneered twice, then led Su Shanju, bypassed the Grand Chamberlain and his group, and fled the manor. The most urgent task was to leverage the connections within the Medicine King Palace to quickly locate Zhang Changshen's training location. Once they found Zhang Changshen, they would naturally meet Liu Chushan. Chapter 355, Refusing to Accept the Order. "Master, how should I respond to the Grand Chamberlain?" Watching Su Yang and Su Shanju leave, Xiao Ting gave a wry smile and steeled himself before leaving the manor. The Grand Chamberlain's surname was Wei, and he was a favorite of the Emperor. His influence in Kyoto rivaled that of the chief civil and military officials. After all, Wei was always by the Emperor's side, and his influence was undeniable. Consequently, civil and military officials vied for favor. "Grand Chamberlain Wei, Su Yang is being too arrogant. You came in person to deliver the decree, and yet he's so indifferent. He hasn't even shown up yet. He doesn't even take you seriously." The eunuch nearby fanned the flames. "How presumptuous," Grand Chamberlain Wei said in a feminine voice, fiddling with his whisk. "Young Master Su has made great contributions to southern Xinjiang. He deserves merit. You shouldn't make irresponsible remarks." Although he harbored a tinge of discontent, he couldn't show it. "General Steward Wei, what do you mean by meritorious service?" Su Yang's arrogance and domineering behavior, his bloody slaughter in Kyoto, his forcible occupation of the Zhang family estate, and his humiliation of Prince Ping, have already crossed the imperial family's line. The young eunuch, clearly a close confidant of General Steward Wei, made no secret of his emotions. He continued, "Now that Prince Ping has filed a complaint, the Emperor has summoned all civil and military officials to the Golden Throne Hall and sent you to deliver his decree. Su Yang must be punished. His contributions are nothing. I'm afraid the Su family will be implicated." "All right, stop talking," General Steward Wei said calmly, interrupting him. He actually thought the young eunuch had a point, but he didn't want to take sides before the punishment was announced. If he offended Su Yang now, and the Emperor decided to appoint him commander despite all objections, wouldn't he have an enemy in charge of the three armies? General Steward Wei's stable position stemmed not only from his ability to read people's expressions but also, more importantly, from his cautious and measured approach. He was undoubtedly a master of serving tea, enjoying excellent relations with various factions within the court. Naturally, he didn't want to neglect Su Yang just yet. "Butler Wei," Xiao Ting approached with a smile. Xiao Ting had met Butler Wei when he was conferred the title, and afterward, Butler Wei had even extended his friendship and engaged in a lengthy conversation with him, so they were acquaintances. "Thunder God of War," Butler Wei looked at Xiao Ting and said with a smile, "Where's young Master Su? Have him come to receive the decree." "I'm sorry, Butler Wei," Xiao Ting explained, "you've come at an opportune time. My young master just left and is not at the manor right now." "Not at the manor," Butler Wei said. "Where did he go?" "Please, Thunder God of War, inform him and have him return quickly to receive the decree." "Ahem." Xiao Ting touched the bridge of his nose and smiled awkwardly. "I don't have my young master's phone number. I can't reach him." "Huh?" Butler Wei frowned, realizing it was just an excuse. "No contact information. Do you think we are stupid?" "Humph, in my opinion, Su Yang is afraid of being sanctioned by the royal family and dare not accept the order." The young eunuch next to him sneered. "Haha, when he challenged the royal majesty before, he was very arrogant. Why is he a turtle now? However, he can hide for a while, but can he hide forever? Sooner or later he will be." Swish, swish, swish. Upon hearing this, Xiao Ting and the members of the Bloodslaughter nearby instantly shifted their gaze and stared at the young eunuch with murderous intent in their eyes. The young eunuch was startled and swallowed his saliva involuntarily, standing aside tremblingly. "Shut up." Seeing this, Wei Zongwen said in a deep voice, "Xiao Dizi, do you think you can talk about young Master Su? Why don't you slap him?" Yes, I deserve to die." Xiao Dizi hurriedly slapped himself several times. "Thunder God of War, my godson is nothing but a blind bastard. Don't bother with him." Steward Wei smoothed things over with a gentle laugh. Since young Master Su isn't here, we'll depart first and return to report the truth to the Emperor. Goodbye, Steward Wei, Xiao Ting said calmly, not bothering to harass the young eunuch. Not long after, Steward Wei and several young eunuchs arrived at the Golden Throne Hall and recounted the entire incident. In the hall, all civil and military officials were present. Emperor Longxingshan, seated on the throne, heard Steward Wei's report. He's a rebel. Prince Ping, enraged, stepped aside, clasped his fists, and declared, Your Majesty, this Su Yang is lawless and doesn't even take you seriously. He refuses to accept the imperial edict. He must be severely punished. Liu Honglian, the head of the civil service, also stepped forward to speak in Su Yang's favor. Your Majesty, in my humble opinion, young Master Su may just not know the rules of Kyoto, or he is used to being free and easy and rather casual, so he is negligent, Liu Honglian continued, or perhaps young Master Su was not in the manner in the first place. I think it is better to get to the bottom of things. After all, young Master Su has made great military achievements, and he must not be convicted so arbitrarily. Prime Minister, Long Zuxing stared at Liu Honglian and said coldly, even if he did not receive the imperial edict and there were other reasons, he humiliated me and despised the royal family. This is a fact. What is there to investigate? Why do you stand up against me again and again? But what did I do wrong to offend you? Prince Ping is wrong. We are all serving the country. There is no contradiction between you and me, Liu Honglian said lightly. Just now, this prince proposed to directly send the Golden Guards and Royal Masters to execute Su Yang and the members of the blood slaughter on the spot. Why did you stop it and only ask the Emperor to recall him to the Golden Palace? Prince Ping said coldly, you keep saying that you want to investigate it thoroughly. Could it be that you suspect that this prince is lying and deliberately framing Su Yang? That won't happen. The incident at the Zhang family manor is indeed true, with witnesses and evidence. Liu Honglian stroked his beard and said in an orderly manner, however, young Master Su has excellent character. Perhaps there is a reason for this. Excellent character, Long Zuxing laughed, it's ridiculous. Go to Jiangbei and ask around. Is a waste who is addicted to high-end clubs worthy of the word excellent character? Prince Ping, Liu Honglian met Long Zuxing's gaze and said calmly, I find that you have a deep prejudice against young Master Su. Just ask, how could a good-for-nothing idle young man have the courage to lead the blood slaughter members to the battlefield in southern Xinjiang? Just ask, how can a dissolute, unlearned, useless trash used to subdue the blood slaughter members? Why do the powerful thunder god of war and the 49 blood slaughterers treat him with such respect? Liu Honglian said calmly, Prince Ping, you can't judge a person by his appearance, let alone hearsay. Do you really think that the young Master Su you know is the real young Master Su? In my opinion, Prince Ping, you just want to cut a Godian knot and execute young Master Su as soon as possible to prevent him from shaking your position as the master of the three armies. Liu Honglian stared at Long Zuxing and questioned, is it true or not? Chapter 356, The Supreme Elder. Liu Honglian, you're talking nonsense. This king, Long Zuxing's expression was complicated, and he was about to explain. But then, the previously silent emperor spoke up, enough. I have made up my mind, pass the order. Go to the Zhang family manor again. This time, no imperial decree will be needed. Invite Su Yang to the palace to face the emperor, as the prime minister said, punishment can only be imposed after a thorough investigation. I will not wrongly accuse a meritorious official, nor will I let off the hook those who trample on the dignity of the imperial family. Meanwhile, Su Yang and Su Shanzhu arrived at a magnificent manor, guarded by 2 stone lions. Above the gate hung a plaque with 3 gilded characters, Medicine King Hall. This was the foundation of the Medicine King Hall, over 2,000 years old. Huge sums of money were spent on annual repairs and maintenance, so it appeared to be in perfect condition. Before arriving, Su Yang logged into Su Xuantian's account and disguised himself as Su Xuantian. It was under the guise of Su Xuantian that he had assumed the role of hall master at Evian Villa. Who are you? As soon as Su Yang and Su Shanzhu stopped, 2 Medicine King hall masters came over and looked them up and down. They didn't know Su Yang, but they remembered Su Shanzhu. After all, Su Shanzhu had come here once before when he was being hunted. It turned out to be you, one of the middle-aged men said with a bad look. Old thing, you came to the Medicine King Palace a few days ago with a fake token, pretending to be the palace master of the Medicine King Palace. As a result, you were seen through by the Supreme Elder. I didn't expect that you would dare to come here today, huh? Su Shanju heard this and said coldly, you don't recognize Mount I. Who told you that the token I hold is a fake? I warn you, the person in front of you is the new palace master of the Medicine King Palace, Su Xuantian. If you know what's good for you, get out of the way quickly, or don't blame me for cleaning up the mess. Haha, the middle-aged man didn't believe it at all, and sneered, last time you came here to cheat by yourself, and today you're here in a group to fool people. Old thing, I'll only remind you once, get out quickly, and don't come again next time, or you can't leave the Medicine King Palace easily. The two Medicine King Palace masters stared at Su Shanju and Su Yang with hostility in their eyes. Su Shanju, seeing this, Su Yang said calmly, stop talking nonsense. Take care of them and leave them alive. They're from the Medicine King Hall, after all. If we can spare their lives, we'll do so. Yes, Su Shanju responded respectfully, then mobilized his energies and launched a sudden attack. Bang! Bang! Instantly, the two Medicine King Hall masters blocking the door were knocked to the ground, powerless to fight back. Then, Su Yang and Su Shanju passed them and strode into the Medicine King Hall. This guy is so powerful. I didn't see him fight last time, but I didn't expect him to be so terrifying. HMPH, trespassing into the Medicine King Hall is certain death. Quickly notify the Grand Elder. Haha, although the 10 elders aren't in the Medicine King Hall, there are still 10 Grand Elders inside. Each of them is a mid-level celestial sect cultivator, and some are even stronger than the previous ones. They are the Medicine King Hall's most powerful trump card. With the Grand Elders here, this old man can't cause any trouble. Two Medicine King Hall masters, only seriously injured, wiped the blood from their mouths and hurriedly notified the Grand Elder. Soon, Su Yang and Su Shanju entered the Medicine King Hall. As they walked, they saw numerous medicinal herbs drying outside, emitting a faint fragrance. It goes without saying that these herbs are extremely precious, some even comparable to 5,000-year-old snow lotus. Inside the Medicine King Hall, some doctors were observing and studying the herbs, while others were discussing them enthusiastically. The atmosphere was quite pleasant. Master, a Xianzong expert is coming. At this time, Su Shanju, who was following behind Su Yang, whispered. Yes, Su Yang nodded and said, come if you want. There's nothing to be afraid of. Then, the two did not continue to go deeper, but stood there, waiting for the Supreme Elder to appear. Sir, after about a few seconds, an old man in a gray robe appeared before Su Yang and Su Shanju. The man, over 70 years old, with thinning hair and a wrinkled face, stared at Su Shanju and said in a deep voice, last time, you were holding a fake token, and I didn't bother with you. So, you dare to come to the Medicine King Hall this time? What are you trying to do? Su Shanju, standing behind Su Yang, glanced at the gray-robed old man briefly before looking away. Instead, he whispered, Master, this man has reached the late stage of the heavenly sect. He was the one who insisted the palace master's token was a fake. Yes, Su Yang nodded slightly, then turned to the gray-robed old man and demanded, have you ever seen a genuine palace master's token? Why do you keep saying the one in my servant's hand is fake? The commotion instantly attracted the attention of the surrounding doctors, and dozens of them glanced over. Several other elderly men leaped over and stood behind the gray-robed old man, gazing unkindly at Su Yang and Su Shanju. Each of them was at the Xianzong realm, with the weakest at the mid-level. One of the elderly women, whose realm was similar to the gray-robed elders, was at the late Xianzong realm. Haha, at this moment, facing Su Yang's questioning, the gray-robed elder sneered, what a joke. I was once an elder of the Medicine King Hall. 100 years ago, I was promoted to one of the 10 great elders, ranking second. I held a high position in the Medicine King Hall and was a close friend of the Hall Master, the gray-robed elder retorted. Of course I've seen the Hall Master's order before, and often, I can tell whether it's genuine or fake at a glance. I won't be mistaken. Oh, I see. Su Yang heard this, a faint smile playing on his lips, his eyes gradually darkening. Ever since he learned of this, the sensitive Su Yang had sensed something was amiss. How could a top expert from the Medicine King Hall not recognize the Hall Master's order? At the time, Su Shanju was being hunted by a master from the Zhang family. Could it be that the master was colluding with the Zhang family and deliberately feigning ignorance of the Hall Master's order? Or perhaps there were other reasons. Originally, Su Yang speculated that perhaps the expert didn't recognize the Palace Master's order, so he couldn't tell the authenticity and sent Su Shanju away. But judging by the gray-robed elder's words, He seemed very familiar with the order, so how could he not recognize it? There must be something fishy going on. Young man, who are you? The gray-robed elder demanded. Su Yang chuckled coldly. Su Shanju, give me the palace master's order. Yes, Su Shanju respectfully agreed, then handed Su Yang a gilded token. Holding the order in hand, Su Yang gazed at the gray-robed elder with a playful smile. This order is mine. Who do you say I am? What? A flicker of panic flashed across the gray-robed elder's eyes, but it was fleeting. Second Grand Elder, right? I'll ask you one last time, is this token genuine? Su Yang said solemnly, taking a step forward. Fake, the gray-robed elder responded without hesitation. Haha, Su Yang sneered, you really called it fake. Second Supreme Elder, who told you to do this? Let me guess, the Zhang family, right? Su Yang narrowed his eyes and said coldly, tell me, what benefits did the Zhang family give you to ignore the palace master's order? Chapter 357 The Woman in Red. Nonsense. The panic in the gray-robed elder's eyes grew even more intense, but it was instantly replaced by murderous intent. He sternly declared, impersonating the palace master in Medicine King Hall is a crime punishable by death. Everyone, act together. Kill these two and uphold the dignity of Medicine King Hall. With these words, the gray-robed elder, his energies surging, charged at Su Yang. Seeing this, the other grand elders also attacked, their energies raging and their killing intent thickening. Haha, desperate, Su Yang said gravely. Su Shanju, proceed. Leave them alive. I'll get to the bottom of this today, as you command. Su Shanju responded respectfully, his eyes icy as he scanned the 6 charging grand elders before charging forward. Su Shanju, now at the pinnacle of the Xianzong, was no match for these grand elders combined. Bang! 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 At that moment, the aftermath of the battle's Zhangqi rippled outward, overturning numerous medicinal herbs. The nearby healers, though highly skilled in medicine, had only a pitifully limited martial arts accomplishments. They hid in fear, watching from afar. My medicinal herbs! Who are they? How dare they even impersonate the palace master? I heard that the palace master was indeed replaced at the medical conference held at Evian Villa a few days ago. The new palace master is indeed a young man in his 20s. Could this person not be an imposter? How could that be? The second grand elder would never admit his mistake. The palace master's token in his hand is fake. He can't be the palace master. I heard the new palace master is young, yet masters both medicine and martial arts, and his achievements in medicine are unmatched. Yes, the new palace master possesses the long-lost 9-turn rejuvenation needle and has generously shared it with the Medicine King Hall's healers. So great. I really want to meet the new palace master. About 10 minutes later, Su Shanju, unharmed and expending only a small amount of his Zhenki, dispatched 6 Xianzong-level grand elders. You're actually at the peak of the Xianzong realm. So, you've already wiped out the 2 Zhang family members at Beijing Mountain. The gray-robed elder coughed up blood and lay on the ground, his face pale. Oh, Su Yang smiled playfully. How did you know the Zhang family masters went to Beijing Mountain? Are you connected? This old man, the gray-robed elder was speechless, his face grim. Realizing he'd said the wrong thing, he chose silence. Haha, you're not going to tell me, are you? Su Yang narrowed his eyes slightly, strode forward, and stepped directly onto the gray-robed elder's chest. He coldly shouted, I'll count to 3. Tell the truth, or I'll send you to hell. 3, 2. The gray-robed elder's face was filled with fear, at a loss for words. Just then, a red figure swooped in from a distance and landed steadily in front of the gray-robed elder. This woman, seemingly in her 20s, had stunning features and a slender figure. Yet, a terrifying emanation of qi emanated from her, even rivaling Su Shanju's. She must be at the peak of the Xianzong sect, clearly belying her age. Great Supreme, help! The gray-robed elder's gaze fell on the woman in red, and he gritted his teeth. These two have broken into the Medicine King Hall and attacked without reason. Please, protect the hall. Shut up. The woman in red remained indifferent, saying, I've heard the general idea of what happened earlier. Whether the palace master's order is true or not, I'll investigate that later. Now, tell me, how did you know the Zhang family's masters had gone to Beijing Mountain? The woman in red said gravely, could it be that you're in cahoots with the Zhang family's Iron Fist sect, eh? The gray-robed elder's face was mournful, and he hesitated. Answer me, the woman in red said coldly, otherwise, I will kill you myself without waiting for outsiders to take action. If you explain clearly, perhaps I will spare your life because you have worked hard for the Medicine King Palace all your life." While speaking, the woman in red stared at the second Supreme Elder, and the murderous intent she exuded seemed to be tangible. "Great Lord, please calm down." I'll be honest," the gray-robed elder hurriedly said. "I do have connections with the Iron Fist sect. The Iron Fist sect has recently been planning to join forces with the Deep City Du family to pressure the Medicine King Palace and force it to provide them with cultivation resources," the gray-robed elder continued. "About a week ago, the Iron Fist sect's leader approached me and wanted me to join him from within. When he and the Deep City Du family pressure the Medicine King Palace, the Medicine King Palace will undoubtedly hold a meeting to discuss countermeasures. Iron Fist sect leader Zhang Changsheng wanted me to advocate for compromise at the meeting, avoiding a conflict. They could obtain a large amount of supplies without bloodshed," the gray-robed elder continued. "In return, Zhang Changsheng promised to give me 1/10 of the resources they receive after the mission is accomplished. However, a few days ago, before the Iron Fist sect and the Deep City Du family began to put pressure on us, this person fled to the Medicine King Palace with the Palace Master's order." Having said that, the gray-robed old man glanced at Su Shanju, and then continued, "At that time, he was being hunted by two late-stage Xianzong guardians of the Iron Fist sect, and wanted to seek help from the Medicine King Palace. I carefully confirmed that the Palace Master order in his hand was real. But considering the cooperation with the Iron Fist sect, I ignored it and planned to do Zhang Changsheng a favor," the gray-robed old man continued. "But I was also afraid that the matter would be exposed, so I told Zhang Changsheng that he must be wiped out and eradicated. If he could get the Palace Master order, it would be even better, but I never expected that this person was actually at the peak of the Xianzong and would appear in the Medicine King Palace again today," the gray-robed old man begged. "Great Supreme, I was bewildered. I know I was wrong. Please give me a break. Before the gray-robed old man finished speaking, the woman in red shot out a crimson silk and wrapped it around his neck. "If you betray the Medicine King Palace, no one can save you," the red-dressed woman said in an icy voice. With a powerful tug, the gray-robed elder's head was separated from his neck. Puff! Blood gushed out, staining Su Yang's trouser legs red. Su Yang kicked the gray-robed elder's body aside, then fixed his gaze on the red-dressed woman, examining her with interest. The red-dressed woman, in turn, looked at Su Yang. The two stared at each other in a silence so profound you could hear a pin drop. About half a minute later, the red-dressed woman suddenly faced Su Yang, knelt on one knee, and said respectfully, "Zhang Xianwu, the head of the Medicine King Palace's Grand Elders, greets the Palace Master. P.S. I saw a comment from a reader today that really messed up my mind. Content: there's no such thing as a reincarnated immortal brother, it's just a fantasy of a super-rich dandy before he was murdered by his brother. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels." Chapter 358 160 years old. Su Yang's gaze fell on the woman in red, a playful smile playing on his lips. "How do you know for sure I'm the new master of the Medicine King Hall?" Reporting to the master, Zhang Xianwu said respectfully. "At first, I was also skeptical of your identity, however, at your age, you remained unfazed under my gaze. Your strength must be astonishing, consistent with the master of Xuantian Hall," Zhang Xianwu continued. "Plus, the master's order in your hand is genuine, and you're surrounded by powerful servants. It's a high probability you're the master of Xuantian Hall." "Haha, interesting," Su Yang smiled, then looked around at the crowd, frowning. "Are there any of you who still doubt my identity?" The several Grand Elders and numerous medical practitioners exchanged bewilderment, then saluted in unison. Zhang Xianwu was the head of the Grand Elders, holding a distinguished position. If even she recognized Su Yang, naturally, the others would no longer question him. "Yes, very good," Su Yang nodded and said, "I bet Zhang Ruomu will be back soon. When he does, I'll have him teach you the 9-turn rejuvenation needle." "Thank you, Palace Master." Numerous doctors, including several Supreme Elders, were instantly overjoyed, their eyes filled with awe as they looked at Su Yang. That was the 9-turn rejuvenation needle. Countless medical veterans had painstakingly attempted to replicate it, only to fail in the end. Yet, the newly appointed Palace Master had brought out the 9-turn rejuvenation needle and unreservedly passed it on to all doctors. Such admirable skill. Zhang Xianwu, right? Find a quiet room. I need to discuss something with you in detail, Su Yang said. Yes, Zhang Xianwu agreed, and then led Su Yang and Su Shanzhu away from the scene. This young man is really the palace master. I've long felt that he has an extraordinary bearing. Ha. Practicing both medicine and martial arts is a blessing for our Medicine King Palace. Don't be a hindsight scholar. I didn't expect that the Second Supreme would collude with outsiders to plot against the resources of the Medicine King Palace. How hateful. Yeah, he deserves to die. It's because of the existence of people like him that so many first-rate forces are squeezing our Medicine King Palace. Although the Second Supreme is dead, the Iron Fist sect and the Shenchangdu family are still putting pressure on our Medicine King Palace. I wonder how Palace Master Xuantian will handle this matter. How else can it be handled? Of course, it's a compromise. The sect master of the Iron Fist sect is at the half-step divine sect realm, and the Shenchangdu family also has masters of this realm. The strongest person in our Medicine King Palace is the Great Supreme, who is no match for those two forces at all. Oh, that's right. We must compromise. I just hope that Palace Master Xuantian can be stronger and use fewer resources. The strongest foundation of the Medicine King Palace is Zhang Zhongyu. However, Zhang Zhongyu had faked his own death and escaped, so many doctors in the Medicine King Hall were completely unaware of his continued existence. Besides Zhang Zhongyu, the most powerful figure in the Medicine King Hall was the red-dressed lady, Zhang Xianwu. Not long after, in an antique-style room to the north of the Medicine King Hall, Grand Majesty, Su Yang's gaze fell on Zhang Xianwu, and he couldn't help but ask, "Your last name is Zhang. Are you related to Zhang Ruomu?" Reporting to the palace master, Zhang Xianwu said truthfully, "Zhang Ruomu is my father. You are Zhang Ruomu's daughter." Su Yang was genuinely surprised and asked curiously, "So, how old are you now?" "Well," Zhang Xianwu hesitated slightly, seemingly reluctant to answer. "Haha, my mistake. I almost forgot. It's taboo not to ask a girl's age," Su Yang said with a smile. "Palace master, there's nothing you can't ask." Zhang Xianwu gathered her hair and smiled. "I'm already 160 years old." 160? You don't look like one at all. You look more like a young lady in her early 20s, Su Yang smiled, slightly surprised. For a cultivator, the means of eternal youth were nothing, mere trifles. But Zhang Xianwu, though not a cultivator, had managed to maintain his body from aging, a truly remarkable feat. Hearing Su Yang's praise, Zhang Xianwu smiled, and then said, "I was born in the Medicine King Palace. I am blessed by nature. I have been using precious medicinal herbs to maintain my youthful appearance since I was a child. That's why I have maintained my current appearance." "No wonder," Su Yang smiled lightly and said, "Grand Supreme, your strength should have reached the peak of Xianzong." Reaching the peak of Xianzong at the age of over 160, this achievement is not weak. Although I am the descendant of the medical saint, I don't have any talent in medicine, but I have a special liking for the way of martial arts, Zhang Xianwu explained. "Over the years, I have devoted myself to studying martial arts, and only then have I gained the strength I have today." Speaking of his achievements in martial arts, Zhang Xianwu was particularly confident and even a little proud. "That's right, stronger than your father. When I met Zhang Ruomu, he was only in the late Xianzong stage." Su Yang smiled, and after a brief greeting, he got straight to the point. "Grand Master, I won't waste any more time. I came to the Medicine King Palace today to ask you to help me find someone." "Who to find? Please tell me, Palace Master." Zhang Xianwu clasped his fists and said, "Everyone in the Medicine King Palace is at your disposal." "Liu Chushan from the Liu family in Kyoto," Su Yang said. "Liu Chushan is my good brother's childhood sweetheart. Some things happened recently, so I won't describe them one by one. Probably not long ago, a young master from the Zhang family in Kyoto took Liu Chushan away in the chaos. If I'm not mistaken, he should have taken Liu Chushan to find Zhang Changshin, the ancestor of the Zhang family." Su Yang continued, "Now I want to know the whereabouts of Zhang Changshin and where he usually practices. As long as we find Zhang Changshin, we can naturally find Liu Chushan." "Palace Master, is the person you're referring to Zhang Changshin, the leader of the Iron Fist sect?" Zhang Xianwu asked, as if confirming. "Yes, that's him." Su Yang nodded and said, "Grand Master, do you know where he's training?" "I've heard a bit about it," Zhang Xianwu replied. "Because the Iron Fist sect and the Du family of Deep City haven't been very friendly to the Medicine King Palace today, I've been investigating. In addition to the Zhang family manor, Zhang Changsheng also has a villa in Kyoto. It's usually deserted, with only a few servants tending it. Zhang Xiaoyu continued, if nothing unexpected happens, Zhang Changsheng should be training there. Where is that villa located? Su Yang asked hurriedly. Liu Chushan was likely taken there. The northern suburbs of Kyoto, Zhang Xiaoyu said. Palace Master, Zhang Changsheng is not in Kyoto right now. If you'd like to go, I can accompany you. You don't have to worry about running into him. Yes, Su Yang couldn't help but ask, if he's not in Kyoto, where's he going? Chapter 359 Underground Palace. Zhangbei, Zhang Xiaoyu said with a wry smile, I received news yesterday. Zhang Changshen, along with the Iron Fist's ex-great protector and Du Mingyan, head of the Du family in Shenzhen, appeared at Yian Villa in Zhangbei, forcing my father, Zhang Ruomu, to compromise and sign an unequal treaty with them. My father has not agreed and is currently negotiating with him. Zhang Changsheng doesn't dare to rashly attack the Medicine King Hall, Zhang Xiaoyu continued. The two sides are at a stalemate, maintaining a balance. Therefore, Zhang Changsheng won't be returning to Kyoto anytime soon. I see. Su Yang narrowed his eyes and said coldly, Zhang Changshen, haha, just a half-step divine sect master, dares to provoke me? Are you courting death? Once I've dealt with matters in Kyoto, I'll return to Zhangbei and make sure you never come back. Then, Su Yang urged, Grand Master, lead the way. I'm heading to Zhang Changsheng's retreat. Yes, Zhang Xiaoyu complied respectfully. Immediately afterwards, Su Yang, Su Shanju, and Zhang Xiaoyu left the Medicine King Hall. At this moment, at the Zhang family manor, Steward Wei and several young eunuchs reappeared, urging Su Yang to present himself before the emperor without delay. Steward Wei, my young master hasn't returned yet. When he does, I'll have him go to the Forbidden City immediately, Xiao Ting said perfunctorily. HMPH, Steward Wei's expression darkened, and with a cold snort, he led his men out of the manor. He believed Su Yang must be inside, simply refusing to accept the emperor's orders. Soon, word of Su Yang's seclusion reached the imperial palace. Outrageous, Prince Ping, Long Zuxing, was furious, exaggerating, Your Majesty, Su Yang defies the law and must not be allowed to remain. Liu Honglian, the head of the civil service, then spoke up, Your Majesty, perhaps young Master Su has indeed left the manor, otherwise, why would he disregard the emperor's will? Why not send someone to the manor to await young Master Su's return, and then bring him to the imperial palace immediately? Liu Honglian suggested. What a joke, if he is not in the manor, where else can he go? Long Zuxing said coldly. What's more, all the civil and military officials are present, and the emperor is sitting in the Golden Palace. Do you want so many of us to wait for him alone? Who the hell is he that we need to make such a big show to wait for him? Prince Ping, Liu Honglian said in a deep voice, please be careful with your words. Young Master Su Yang is a meritorious minister who turned the tide on the battlefield in southern Xinjiang. What right do you have to slander him as a dog? This king, Prince Ping was about to argue with Liu Honglian, but at this time, Long Zingshan said, okay, don't quarrel, just do what the Prime Minister means. Wei Zhang, you leave for Zhang's manor immediately. If you can't see Su Yang, don't come back. Yes, Wei Zhang, that is, General Manager Wei, responded respectfully at this moment, and led several young eunuchs out of the Golden Palace. Su Yang, you really are causing me trouble. On the dragon throne, Long Zingshan raised his head slightly and smiled bitterly. If it were an ordinary person who dared to ignore his imperial edict, he would have been furious from the beginning. But Su Yang was different, because Su Yang was someone that senior sister cared about. To save Su Yang, senior sister Xiao even traveled thousands of miles and has not returned until now. This shows how high Su Yang's position in senior sister's heart is. And Long Zingshan was in awe of senior sister, so he didn't dare to provoke Su Yang for fear of angering her. Long Zingshan had already planned that when Su Yang arrived at the Golden Throne Hall, he would just give him a symbolic punishment, not going too far, just to give senior sister some face. But he never expected that Su Yang would be so hot-tempered and actually disobey the order. Su Yang, if it weren't for senior sister, you wouldn't be satisfied if you died 10,000 times. Long Zingshan smiled bitterly and shook his head, then closed his eyes and rested, patiently awaiting Su Yang's arrival. As for the civil and military officials below, they had been standing for a long time, but the emperor's order forced them to remain, and they harbored considerable resentment towards Su Yang. Half an hour later, Led by Zhang Xiaoyu, Su Yang and Su Shanzhu arrived at the northern suburbs villa. This area, close to the provinces, was relatively remote, and there were no other buildings surrounding the villa. To be able to build such a villa within the confines of Kyoto, one could only imagine the immense power of its owner. Palace Master, this is the retreat where Zhang Changsheng lives in seclusion, Zhang Xiaoyu said sternly. When I investigated this place a few days ago, I sensed a terrifying aura, so I didn't investigate further. I presume the person who forced me to leave was Zhang Changshen, who is at the half-step divine sect level. Zhang Xiaoyu continued, now that he's in Jiangbei, there aren't many masters left in this retreat. Yes, Su Yang nodded slightly. He used his spiritual sense to check and found that there were indeed no masters in the retreat, only the auras of 7 or 8 people. Notably, one of these auras was familiar, Liu Chushan. Looks like we've found the right place. A smile played on Su Yang's lips as he strode into the retreat, following the aura's path to Liu Chushan. Su Shanzhu and Zhang Xiaoyu followed closely behind. Who are you? This is private territory, no trespassing. As soon as they entered the retreat, 2 masters at the Grand Master level stepped forward to stop them. Looking for death, Su Yang's eyes were cold. With a wave of his hand, he instantly killed the 2 men and continued to advance. The Palace Master is so decisive in his killing, his strength seems to be no less than mine. What's terrifying is that the Palace Master practices both medicine and martial arts. It seems the Palace Master also possesses a way to maintain his youthful appearance. He appears to be in his 20s, but in reality, he's an old monster, Zhang Xiaoyu speculated, filled with curiosity about Su Yang. Meanwhile, beneath the villa. This villa wasn't very large above ground, but beneath it lay a vast world, a subterranean palace. At that moment, a young man stood beneath the main hall, and beside him lay the unconscious Liu Chushan, bound and limbless. The young man was none other than Zhang Junping, the young master of the Zhang family. He was only at the Grand Master level. Despite his low level, he was deeply loved by their ancestor, Zhang Changshen. A few years ago, he had even received a jade pendant from them. This jade pendant was truly remarkable. It could predict danger and conceal auras. Earlier, at the Zhang family manor, when Su Yang and Su Shanzhu arrived, the jade pendant that Zhang Junping always wore lit up red. Receiving the warning, Zhang Junping did not dare to hesitate for a moment. He immediately concealed his presence and fled the manor from the back door with Liu Chushan. He ran all the way to the other courtyard to seek the protection of the ancestor. But who knew that the ancestor was not on the underground palace, but had gone to Jiangbei? Although Zhang Junping had escaped, what happened behind the manor had spread throughout Kyoto. Naturally, he had heard about it and told the ancestor everything. Damn it, he actually provoked me. Humph, when I return to Kyoto, I will make him wish he were dead. Junping, you take good care of Liu Chushan. Such a beautiful woman, I must enjoy her well. This was the ancestor's reply. Chapter 360 Ancient Arm. So, Zhang Junping remained quietly in the underground palace, awaiting his ancestor's return. That young master, Su, truly defies the law. He dared to go on a killing spree in Kyoto. It's all thanks to the jade pendant my ancestor gave me, otherwise I would have been killed. At this moment, Zhang Junping touched the jade pendant around his neck, secretly thankful. His gaze then fell on the seat directly in front of him. That seat was the throne where his ancestor, Zhang Changshen, practiced his training. A tiger skin covered it, and behind it hung a lion head statue, its maw gaping. Furthermore, on the table in front of the seat lay a rectangular ice block. The block wasn't large, only about 70 centimeters on a side, and it emitted a hazy white mist. But within it, a blood-stained arm could be clearly seen. The arm, seemingly powerful and strong, lay quietly within the ice, its palm clenched in a fist. The aura emanating from this single arm alone was chilling. Combined with the dim lighting in the palace, the atmosphere looked forbidding and terrifying. I never thought our ancestors would bring this thing to the palace. It's the very foundation of the Iron Fist sect. Zhang Junping gazed at the arm within the ice block with a fiery gaze, muttering, it's common knowledge that the Four Elements Mountain Iron Fist sect is renowned for its boxing techniques, but few know that the true masters of the Iron Fist sect aren't best at boxing, but at swordsmanship. For thousands of years, every Iron Fist sect leader has mastered unparalleled swordsmanship with the help of this weapon. Zhang Junping stared at the arm within the ice block, his mind stirring. It's said that if you place your hands on the ice block, you can sense the sword intent emanating from that ancient arm. I wonder if that's true. Our ancestors aren't in the underground palace today, so why not give it a try? No one will know anyway. With this thought in mind, Zhang Junping stepped towards the ice block, intending to test the rumors. But at that moment, the jade pendant around his neck suddenly flashed red. Zhang Junping stopped in his tracks, frowning slightly as he asked, "Is there a crisis? Is someone coming?" Realizing this, Zhang Junping quickly used the jade pendant to shield his aura and hid in a corner of the palace. The jade pendant can indeed hide auras, but it cannot be hidden all the time. When using the jade pendant to hide auras, the energy inside the jade pendant will be consumed, and each time it lasts for a maximum of half an hour. After half an hour, the energy inside the jade pendant is exhausted, and the ability to hide auras is lost. After that, the jade pendant will automatically absorb energy from heaven and earth, and it can be used normally again the next day. Simply put, this is equivalent to a solar charging panel. The aura of one person has disappeared. Su Yang had dealt with all the Zhang family masters in the villa along the way. At this moment, his gaze fell on the entrance to the underground palace, and a playful smile played on his lips. Interesting. I guess that's how he escaped from the Zhang family before. However, I've already pinpointed your location. I've explored this underground palace with my spiritual sense. The entrance is the exit. You can't escape, Su Yang said calmly. Su Shanju, you stay here. Zhang Xiaoyu, follow me in. Yes, Su Shanju and Zhang Xiaoyu responded respectfully. Then, Su Yang led Zhang Xiaoyu to the underground palace. There's a whole other world here. It seems Zhang Changsheng has put a lot of thought into this, Zhang Xiaoyu exclaimed in surprise. Su Yang said nothing more, but went straight to find Liu Chushan, whom he soon spotted in the palace. She's okay, fortunately. She was just knocked unconscious by the blow. She'll be fine after some rest. After checking her, Su Yang breathed a sigh of relief and ordered, Zhang Xiaoyu, carry her out. Wait for me outside. Yes, Zhang Xiaoyu initially complied, following Su Yang's order and placing Liu Chushan on her back. Then, she said, Palace Master, the Iron Fist sex roots are in the Four Elements Mountains. This underground palace is clearly newly built. There are no medicinal herbs, elixirs, or anything else. It's completely empty. What are you doing here? Haha, don't ask me about that. Get out, Su Yang said calmly. Okay, Zhang Xiaoyu didn't respond again. Instead, she carried Liu Chushan on her back and leaped out of the underground palace. After she left, Su Yang looked around the palace, but saw no human figure or even a trace of someone. But he was certain someone was hiding there. Suddenly, Su Yang's eyes were drawn to the ice bricks in front of him, and he strode over. Approaching, Su Yang gazed at the arm within the ice. After a few seconds, he was stunned. This arm actually contains the ultimate sword intent, and it's the ultimate sword intent that leads to invincibility. Judging from its condition, it must have been frozen for thousands of years. Yet, even after all these years, the sword intent still lingers, Su Yang muttered, how terrifying. The owner of this arm must have been a top-tier swordsman, their strength unfathomable. How could such a powerful cultivator exist on Earth? Shocked, Su Yang frowned, unable to resist speculation. What had happened on Earth thousands of years ago? Why had the ancient Kigan practitioners vanished en masse? The owner of this arm was considered a formidable power even within the Xuantian immortal realm. Who had severed his arm? And what about my great-grandfather, Su Wuji, who has already unrivaled and dominated the ancient martial arts world? Who had injured him, and why was he injured when grandfather met him over 100 years ago? None of this was known. It seems Earth isn't as simple as I thought. Su Yang's expression grew slightly solemn, but he stopped dwelling on these questions. Instead, he looked at the arm trapped in the ice and chuckled softly. Young Master Wang has lost an arm. I was just wondering what to do about it. Now it's easy. With this arm replaced, his future achievements will surely be limitless. The arm trapped in the ice not only contained invincible sword energy, but also possessed a powerful spiritual energy. It was because of this spiritual energy that Su Yang concluded that the owner of the arm was an ancient key cultivator. Young Master Wang possessed the Tali sword body. If this arm were attached, it would be a powerful addition. With this thought in mind, Su Yang mobilized his spiritual energy, intending to forcibly break through the ice and extract the ancient arm. Stop, but just then, Zhang Junping, hiding in the shadows, couldn't help himself and hurriedly stepped forward to stop him. This arm was a sacred relic of the Iron Fist sect. He would never allow it to be destroyed. Haha, You've finally shown up, Grandmaster. Su Yang's gaze fell on Zhang Junping, finally locking onto the jade pendant around his neck. With a swift, airborne grab, the jade pendant shrugged off Zhang Junping and reappeared in his hand. Heavenly hidden stone, very good, very good. This is an excellent refining material. It can conceal auras. Even a nascent soul cultivator 2 major realms higher wouldn't be able to detect it when wearing it. This thing is mine, Su Yang thought, and immediately stored Zhang Junping's jade pendant in his stored ring. Then, he stared at Zhang Junping, a murderous intent flashing in his eyes. Chapter 361 Suppress Me. Su Yang and Zhang Junping were the only 2 people left in the underground palace. Sensing the murderous intent emanating from Su Yang, Zhang Junping was terrified and lost for words. He collapsed to the ground, his body slumping backwards. Su Yang approached, his face sullen, and the air around him seemed frozen. No, don't kill me, cornered, Zhang Junping knelt and begged for mercy. Haha, Su Yang sneered, from the moment your Zhang family bullied young Master Wang, you were sentenced to death. No one can save you, Zhang Junping trembled with fear, his eyes complicated. In the end, he didn't beg for mercy, but threatened, although I don't know who you are, you must think clearly, the head of our Zhang family is Zhang Changshen, the leader of the Iron Fist sect. He is a powerful half-step divine master. If you kill me, you will be hunted endlessly by our ancestors. Zhang Junping gritted his teeth and said, I advise you to leave now. Perhaps our ancestors will let you go, puff. Before Zhang Junping could finish his words, Su Yang, using his hand as a knife, abruptly severed his trachea. Instantly, blood gushed out, a dazzling spectacle in the dim light. Don't worry, come one by one. I'll send you to hell first, and soon it will be the turn of your ancestor. Su Yang's eyes were cold. He glanced at Zhang Junping's corpse for a moment before looking away. Then, Su Yang looked at the ice bricks, a smile playing on his lips. He immediately struck, shattering the millennia-old ice. Buzz! The next moment, the ancient arm suddenly soared into the air, as if possessing intelligence, radiating a terrifying aura, as if it were about to crush Su Yang. Huh? Su Yang's heart trembled, and he instinctively took a step back, summoning the key of the East Palace. At this moment, Su Yang held the key of the East Palace above his head. Thousands of rays of light descended, forming a protective barrier that surrounded him, completely isolating him from the pressure unleashed by the ancient arm. The ancient arm paused noticeably, then began to flee the underground palace. It has indeed developed intelligence, but, before you leave, have you asked for my opinion? Su Yang narrowed his eyes slightly, forming a seal with both hands. He said in a deep voice, Key of the East Palace, suppress it. Instantly, the key of the East Palace emanated a dazzling light, a terrifying aura that resembled the might of heaven. The ancient arm instantly calmed down, its terrifying power gone. It hovered quietly above Su Yang, clearly succumbing to the tyranny of the key. Su Yang raised his hand and grasped the ancient arm. Feeling the immense power within it, he couldn't help but sigh. The owner of this arm is truly formidable. Even after countless years of dismemberment, the arm still retains its spiritual energy. Even a hint of it has emerged. It must be said that the ancient earth exuded a mysterious aura. Su Yang examined the ancient arm for a few moments before striking, erasing the intelligence within it. He then smiled. Now that young Master Wang has reclaimed his arm, his strength will undoubtedly grow to a terrifying level. Then, Su Yang stored the ancient arm in his stored ring and then fled the underground palace. It was indeed empty, unlike the underground treasury of Country D's capital, so there was no point in staying any longer. However, this trip had yielded considerable rewards. Not only had Liu Chushan been rescued, but 2 treasures had also been obtained. One was the ancient arm, a perfect match for Wang Fuge. The other was the jade pendant around Zhang Junping's neck, crafted from cyanine stone. Cyanine stone was a scarce refining material in the Xuantian immortal realm. With Su Yang's skills, if he could integrate the cyanine stone into his storage ring, he could completely evade the spiritual awareness of the nascent soul cultivator. Currently, Su Yang's a world away wasn't working because powerful opponents could sense his location. But with a cyanine stone, that would be a different story. Combined with the a world away teleportation, the cyanine stone's power would be even more powerful, allowing him to appear and disappear with incredible speed and kill enemies of higher rank with ease. Even if they encountered someone they couldn't kill, they could conceal their whereabouts and escape, greatly increasing their chances of survival. After all, he was Xuantian's immortal brother, so naturally he had a strong preference for this type of treasure. Su Yang walked out of the underground palace and met Su Shanzhu and Zhang Xianwei, who was carrying Liu Chushan on his back. They left the scene together. Not long after, Su Yang and his group returned to the Zhang family manor. "Young master, you're finally back." As soon as he entered, Xiao Ting anxiously approached, a wry smile aced. "Please go to the front hall and take a look." Su Yang frowned. "What's wrong? The chief steward is waiting for you in the front hall. He's quite persistent." "He hasn't left yet." "No, this is the third time Chief Steward Wei has come." Xiao Ting smiled wryly. "The first 2 times, I told him you weren't at the manor, and he left. But this time, he refused to leave and insisted on seeing you. Tell him I don't have time." Su Yang's gaze fell on Zhang Xiaowei beside him. He said calmly, "Find a room and settle Liu Chushan. Don't go back to the Medicine King Hall yet. If she wakes up, chat with her." "Yes," Zhang Xiaowei responded respectfully. "Su Shanzhu, come with me. I need to reattach young Master Wang's arm. You stay outside and guard. No one is allowed in without my permission." With that, Su Yang strode towards the room where Wang Fuge was resting. Su Shanzhu followed closely behind, not daring to neglect him in the slightest. Zhang Xiaoyu also carried Liu Chushan on her back, moving confidently deeper into the manor, searching for a vacant room. Xiao Ting was the only one left, and he let out a wry smile. Then, a conversation rang out from a distance. "Are you a eunuch? You must be a eunuch. Brother eunuch, can you share your experience using the bathroom? Whose child are you?" Go away, brother eunuch, please satisfy my curiosity. Do you usually go to the men's or women's restroom?" What a ridiculous question. "Tell me, when you pee, do you squat or stand? Do you use your hands to hold it?" "Oh, sorry, I forgot. You eunuchs are all castrated, so you can't hold it." "Brother eunuch, does it hurt when you're castrated? Is it like on TV, done with one cut?" Go away, so annoying. Whose child are you? If you keep talking too much, I'll teach you a lesson." The 2 people talking were Wei Zhong and Su Xing. At this moment, Su Xing looked at Wei Zhong eagerly, like a student eager to learn, waiting for him to clarify his doubts. As a eunuch, Wei Zhong was most averse to others mentioning this matter. His face darkened. And finally, unable to bear it any longer, he angrily demanded to teach Su Xing a lesson. Chapter 362 The Bitterness of Love. "Don't." At this moment, Xiao Ting hurried forward and said with an apologetic smile, "Butler Wei, I'm sorry, this is my eldest master's son, Su Xing. He's been poorly disciplined since childhood. If I've offended you, please forgive me." "Su Yang's son?" "That's right. No wonder he's so rude. As expected, like a dragon, like a phoenix, like a mouse. Humph." Su Yang was rude and closed the door, so his son's outspokenness was perfectly natural. Although he thought so in his heart, Wei Zhong flattered him, saying, "So he's the eldest master's son. No wonder he's so impressive. At such a young age, he has the bearing of a prince. His future achievements are limitless." "Butler Wei, you're too kind." Xiao Ting smiled, turned to look at Su Xing, and whispered, "Young master, stop messing around, okay? Go find your little wife and play." The little wife Xiao Ting was referring to was, of course, the little girl eating candied haws from earlier. Unexpectedly, Su Xing curled his lips and said, "I'm not going." "What's wrong?" Su Xing said calmly, "I had a fight with her." "You two were having a good time, weren't you? Why are you suddenly arguing?" Xiao Ting asked in confusion. It's because she's petty. I just sent a text message to my wife Daisy, and she got jealous and insisted I explain everything to her," Su Xing said confidently. "What's there to explain? It's normal for a man to have 3 wives and 4 concubines, and to have women everywhere. It's a virtue passed down in our country for thousands of years. What's the point of explaining it? A 4-year-old kid has become a scumbag. Are you serious?" Puff. Xiao Ting couldn't help but laugh. "What are you laughing at?" Su Xing said dissatisfiedly. Ahem. Xiao Ting suppressed a laugh, coughing dryly twice before saying, "Young master, I think women need to be coaxed. You can't be so tough. Go and coax her, it'll all be fine." "Bullshit, I'm handsome and suave, and you want me to be a lapdog and please her," Su Xing vowed, gritting his teeth. "I'll be single for the rest of my life, even if I die right now, rather than be a lapdog." "Big guy, I can tell you've never been in a relationship before. I'm telling you, women can't be spoiled. You think you'll make me give in? Haha, dream on." This? It seemed so reasonable. Xiao Ting touched the bridge of his nose, unable to find a reason to refute it. But just then, Mo Yuan walked by, holding a Barbie doll. At this moment, Mo Yuan was wearing a cute pink dress, multiple small braids, and a pair of fake butterfly wings on her back, like a fairy from the Valley of Flowers. HMPH, you annoying bastard. I won't play with you anymore. From a distance, Mo Yuan glanced at Su Xing, snorting coldly to express her displeasure before storming off. Fuck, so beautiful, who could resist that? Su Xing's eyes widened instantly, staring blankly at Mo Yuan as she disappeared from his sight. Coming to his senses, Su Xing ran away, saying, "My dear wife, I was wrong. Listen to me. This is all my fault. Wait for me." Su Xing seemed to have forgotten what he had just said. A fawning smile plastered across his face as he ran after Mo Yuan. At the scene, Xiao Ting and Wei Zhong were both stunned. What is love in this world? It makes people pledge their lives to each other, Wei Zhong, filled with remorse, said with a look of relief. It's horrible to have to endure the pain of love at such a young age. Fortunately, I severed my ties when I was young, Xiao Ting. At this moment, in a secluded room at the Zhang family manor, Wang Fuge lay in bed, still unconscious from his severe injuries. Attaching this arm will only benefit you, so I won't ask for your opinion. Su Yang smiled and pulled the ancient arm from his stored ring. Buzz! Then, he formed a seal with his hands, concentrating fully as he began to use secret techniques to attach the arm to Wang Fuge's body. As for Su Shanju, he stood guard outside, ensuring no one could disturb Su Yang. Meanwhile, in the Golden Throne Hall, the Emperor and all the civil and military officials awaited Su Yang's arrival, but he was nowhere to be found. Finally, Prince Ping, Long Zuxing, could no longer tolerate this and stepped forward to say, "Your Majesty, it seems that General Wei is unable to invite Su Yang. How about this? I will send one of my men to the Zhang family estate. We are absolutely certain that Su Yang can be brought to the throne room." Oh, Long Zingshan paused, puzzled. "Prince Ping, why are you so sure? Are you planning to use force? I warn you, no one is allowed to harm Su Yang until the facts are fully understood," Long Zingshan said coldly. "Su Yang was my sister's little friend. If anything happened to him, who knew what drastic actions my sister would take? Your Majesty, you are worrying too much? I will naturally not force Su Yang to suppress him. Otherwise, there would be no need to file a complaint against him." Long Zuxing smiled softly and said, "Please rest assured, Your Majesty, your method will definitely work." "Yes," Long Zingshan nodded and said, "In that case, Prince Ping, you can send someone to do it. Remember, do not conflict with Su Yang and do not harm him in the slightest." "As you command," Long Zuxing responded respectfully and then turned and left the Golden Throne Hall. A middle-aged man waiting outside immediately came forward, knelt on one knee and said, "Your Highness." "Yes," Long Zuxing nodded slightly, whispered something in the middle-aged man's ear, and then said, "Guangning, remember, you must act arrogantly. It's best to completely infuriate Su Yang. And tell him that I'm waiting for him in the Golden Throne Hall." "Yes, Your Highness, I promise to complete the task." The middle-aged man, Guangning, accepted the order respectfully. "All right, go ahead," Long Zuxing urged with a wave of his hand. "Yes," Guangning agreed, and his figure quickly disappeared. Watching his men leave, Long Zuxing curled his lips into a playful smile. Su Yang, aren't you still young and reckless? I'm looking forward to you wreaking havoc in the Golden Palace, and Your Majesty, even with overwhelming evidence, you still need to investigate thoroughly. Humph, I want to see if you'll still tolerate Su Yang's rampage in your Golden Palace." 2 hours later, inside the room at the Zhang family manor, Su Yang had already attached his arm to Wang Fuge's body, and the fusion had gone flawlessly. Wang Fuge's injuries had almost healed under Su Yang's care, and he could wake up at any moment. Meanwhile, Su Yang had, during those 2 hours, integrated the heavenly hidden stone into his stored ring. Now, while the stored ring's internal space hadn't expanded, it had acquired a new function. With a single thought, Su Yang's aura was completely obscured by the ring. In the cultivation system, only cultivators at or above the nascent soul stage could detect his aura. In the ancient martial arts system, Su Yang was certain that as long as he concealed his aura, no ancient martial artist would be able to detect him. Chapter 363, My Sister is Imprisoned? This function might seem somewhat useless, but its practical uses are immense. Not only can it deliver a surprise and instant kill, It can also serve as a trump card for escape. Furthermore, Xuantian has absorbed a large amount of energy stones. Although he hasn't yet reached the foundation establishment stage, he has already reached the peak of the 9th level of key training, just one step away from achieving it. I'll find a suitable opportunity to establish my own foundation, Xuantian said, a smile playing on his face as he emerged from his meditation. Currently, he has no shortage of cultivation resources, from energy stones to spiritual herbs. His stored ring is overflowing with them. However, as he resumes his cultivation, Xuantian is wary of arrogance and impatience, preferring to proceed steadily. This will ensure a solid foundation, preventing inner demons from disrupting future breakthroughs. Especially when facing thunder tribulations, cultivators with a solid foundation have a distinct advantage. If their foundation is unstable, they are highly likely to fail in their tribulation or even fall back to a lower realm. Hold on a bit. I have a feeling that once I successfully establish my foundation, no one in the ancient martial arts world will be worthy of my opponent. Xuantian smiled softly, his expression brimming with confidence. He murmured, when that time comes, I will definitely set foot on the Fengshan side and bring my mother back. I will also go to the summit of Kunlun Mountain and destroy the Zeman family that has usurped the throne. In a word, revenge is needed for revenge, and grievances are met for grievances. Almost there. He was getting closer and closer to his invincible ancient martial arts world. Fuck. Just then, Wang Fuge woke up, sat up and recited 3 lines of traditional Chinese poetry. Xuantian regained his composure, his gaze fell on Wang Fuge, and he smiled softly. Young Master Wang, what are you talking about? Young Master Su, my dear brother, I knew you would come to save me. Wang Fuge reacted, got off the bed and excitedly hugged Xuantian, his head resting on Xuantian's chest, tears of emotion filling his eyes. Young Master Su, it's you who saved me. From now on, my life is yours. You can do whatever you want to me, and I will never resist. Get lost. Xuantian's face was dark, and he pushed Wang Fuge away directly, saying with disgust, stay away from me. I've told you many times, I'm not interested in anus. Young Master Su, you are so ruthless and cruel. Wang Fuge said aggrievedly. Fuck you, can you close your anus? If you continue to be pretentious, don't blame me for being rude. Xuantian glanced at Wang Fuge. Ha, just kidding, young Master Su, I'm not interested in your enoki mushrooms either. Wang Fuge smiled heartily, and then suddenly thought of something, so he raised his right hand. His face suddenly turned ugly. My right hand was cut off. What the hell is going on? Young Master Wang, you are lucky. I accidentally obtained an ancient arm containing spiritual energy. Xuantian smiled lightly. You just lost an arm, so I attached it to your body. This arm is not simple. It contains invincible sword intent. In the future, your strength will surely improve by leaps and bounds. You must be mentally prepared. Xuantian patted Wang Fuge on the shoulder, and then said, Young Master Wang, what are you doing? Why are you standing there? Why don't you thank me? Thank you, uncle. Wang Fuge wanted to cry but had no tears, stretched out his 2 arms, and said with a sad face, Young Master Su, take a closer look. Are my 2 hands different from others? What's the difference? As he spoke, Xuantian's eyes moved over, and he was stunned. Damn. It's really different from everyone else. Wang Fuge lost his right arm, and that ancient arm was his left arm. In other words, Wang Fuge now has 2 identical arms, both left. Holding it up, it looks like half a book title, which is ridiculous. Half of the book title is in quotation marks. Annotation. Wang Fuge raised his 2 left arms, looked up to the sky and sighed. When I was studying before, I saw 2 trees in front of my house. One was a jujube tree, and the other was also a jujube tree. I didn't think much of it, and even suspected that the great writer was padding his word count, and I was full of contempt for him. But now, putting myself in his shoes, I can deeply understand the emotions deep in the heart of that great writer. Wang Fuge wanted to cry but had no tears, and said sadly, I have 2 arms. One is my left arm, and the other is also my left arm. I'm so painful. Ahem. This is my negligence. I was only concerned with connecting your arm, and I didn't think so much at the time. Xuantian touched the bridge of his nose and comforted him. Young Master Wang, don't care about these details. You have to know that this is an ancient arm. Your future success depends on it, but this is too awkward and uncoordinated. I will be laughed at, Wang Fuge said with tears in his eyes. This is nothing, they are just small problems, young Master Wang. Think about the feeling of helplessness in your heart when Liu Chushan is in danger. It's not good, right? Su Yang counseled. It will be different after you can. You will quickly become stronger and can better protect the people you want to protect. This is a man's duty. What the hell? That seems to make sense. When Wang Fuge heard this, his mentality suddenly reversed. His eyes fell on his two left arms and he smiled lightly. Young Master Su, after hearing what you said, I suddenly feel that this is quite pleasing to the eye, but I still have a question, Su Yang asked doubtfully. What's the question? Wang Fuge looked at Su Yang, shook his arms at the same time, and asked seriously, will this affect my Suona playing? Su Yang was so upset that after he reacted, he kicked Wang Fuge and muttered, blow your uncle, you are a taily sword body, a physique that is rare in 10,000 years. Playing Suona? You are an idiot, but I really love playing the Suona, Wang Fuge said innocently yet stubbornly. Fuck you, Su Yang, too lazy to bother with Wang Fuge, said, get lost. This is the Zhang family estate, and it belongs to me now. Liu Chushan is in the second to last room on the east side. Go find her. Don't let me see you again, or I'll punch you. With that, Su Yang left the room, ignoring Wang Fuge. This guy is so mean. Chatting with him is easy to get angry. Young master, entering the courtyard, Su Yang saw Xiao Ting. Beside Xiao Ting stood two other people. One was the chief eunuch Wei Zhang, and the other was Gong Ning, a middle-aged man sent by Prince Ping. Young Master Su, I'm glad to see you at last, Wei Zhang said politely, smiling. However, Gong Ning was different. A faint smile appeared on his face. And he said playfully, Su Yang, do you know where your sister, Su Jingguo, is right now, huh? Initially, Su Yang hadn't intended to communicate with the two men. He wouldn't go, even if it meant meeting the emperor. But when the man before him mentioned his sister, Su Yang's expression suddenly changed, and he demanded coldly, speak clearly. Haha, Su Yang, let me tell you the truth. Your sister, Su Jingguo, has violated military orders and has been imprisoned in Prince Ping's mansion. She receives 200 military lashes daily, Gong Ning gasped. Tisk tisk, Su Jingguo may be a war god, but she's still a woman, delicate and tender. After a few days of this, she'd be dying. What? Su Yang's face darkened at the words, his eyes blazing with a fierce, captivating light. At that moment, he unleashed his aura unreservedly, sweeping across the courtyard. The gravel in the courtyard trembled slightly, and the air around him became so cold it seemed frozen. Su Yang walked towards Gong Ning step by step, his face as gloomy as water, and asked, tell me, what military order did my sister violate, and who ordered her imprisonment? Chapter 364, Destroying the Palace. Sensing the aura emanating from Su Yang, Gong Ning's face suddenly changed, filled with panic. Su Jingguo disobeyed orders. A few days ago, during the battle in southern Xinjiang, Prince Ping ordered a retreat and abandoned southern Xinjiang. Su Jingguo was in Kyoto at the time, and upon learning of this, she led troops to support southern Xinjiang. Gong Ning remembered Long Zuxing's instructions, be arrogant. He must act arrogantly to provoke Su Yang. He was Prince Ping's confidant, and he had already made his identity known. Even if Su Yang had 100 guts, he wouldn't dare kill him. Thinking of this, Gong Ning felt a little more confident. He stood up straight, met Su Yang's gaze, and then said, Su Jingguo disobeyed Prince Ping's orders and is now imprisoned in Prince Ping's mansion. The person who imprisoned her is naturally Prince Ping, haha, southern Xinjiang. It was actually because of the battle in southern Xinjiang. Su Yang was furious and said coldly, Prince Ping ordered a retreat, disregarding the millions of people in southern Xinjiang. My sister disregarded her personal safety and intended to support southern Xinjiang. What's wrong with that? On the contrary, it was Prince Ping who made the wrong judgment without distinguishing right from wrong and imprisoned loyal ministers. Humph, Su Yang's eyes were cold, and a murderous intent emerged on his face. Prince Ping, I will settle this account with you today, Su Yang. Gong Ning was delighted to see Su Yang angry, and then said, Prince Ping is in the Golden Palace now. If you want to settle the account, go to the Golden Palace. Leaving a word, Gong Ning turned around and was about to leave. At this moment, Su Yang stared at Gong Ning, raising an eyebrow indifferently. Where are you going? Back, of course. Gong Ning paused, sensing Su Yang's murderous intent, and his body trembled. Haha, Su Yang said coldly, you can't go back. What do you mean, Su Yang? You want to kill me? Gong Ning's heart tightened, but he forced composure. I'm warning you, Su Yang. I'm a close confidant of Prince Ping. I've come here on his orders to tell you about Su Jingguo's situation. I ask you to go to the Golden Throne Hall to discuss a solution. If you dare to kill me, you'll undoubtedly anger Prince Ping, and then, before Gong Ning could finish his words, Su Yang waved his hand, unleashing a powerful burst of spiritual energy that shattered his heart. You'll pay for your actions. Gong Ning collapsed, his eyes filled with resentment and astonishment. He had never imagined, until his death, that Su Yang would dare to kill him in public. Gong Ning knew that Prince Ping had told him to mention Su Jingguo in front of Su Yang, and had deliberately fabricated the story of Su Jingguo being whipped, precisely to provoke him. If Su Yang lost his temper, he would go to the Golden Palace to settle accounts with Prince Ping. Su Yang's rampage there would be a challenge to the Imperial Majesty, and no one could protect him. Moreover, Gong Ning was certain he would be safe. Who would dare so brazenly kill the confidant of the greatest prince in the world? Now, Gong Ning knew he had made a mistake, but unfortunately, there was no chance for another chance. Haha, I want to kill Prince Ping, so what about you? Su Yang sneered. Young master, what do we do now? All of us, bloody slaughter, at your disposal. Xiao Ting gritted his teeth. He had been standing by and had heard it all. The eldest daughter, Su Jingguo, had been imprisoned by Prince Ping and subjected to daily beatings. This infuriated Xiao Ting, but after calming down, he said, Young master, Prince Ping deliberately sent this subordinate to provoke you. Presumably, his goal is to get you to cause a scene in the Golden Throne Hall. The Golden Throne Hall is a sacred and majestic place for the royal family. If you do anything excessive there, you will undoubtedly anger the emperor, and then you will become the enemy of the entire royal family, Xiao Ting suggested. In my opinion, young master, we need to plan carefully before we act. We must not fall into Prince Ping's trap. No problem. Su Yang's face was as gloomy as water, and he sneered, so what if I follow his plan? Who can stop me in the Golden Throne Hall? Now, Su Yang had reached the peak of the 9th level of key training and could kill a half-step divine master with all his might. Of course, that wasn't the most important thing. The main thing was that he had noticed that Shufan had successfully established her foundation. At that moment, Shufan was in her storage ring, receiving the baptism of the spiritual energy of the foundation establishment stage. Though she hasn't yet awakened, if needed, a single thought will send Shufan, in the foundation establishment stage, from her storage ring, sweeping across the land. Forget about the ancient warriors who've just joined the divine sect. Across the entire ancient martial arts world, no one is Shufan's match. Therefore, Su Yang has no fear of the royal family. Even if they possess a supreme master comparable to the Duanmu school, they'll only serve as Shufan's nourishment. Master, I need to rest a while longer to study how to transform into human form. But if you're in danger, call me anytime. These were the words Shufan had conveyed to Su Yang not long ago, giving him the confidence to challenge the royal family. Prince Ping wants to kill me, but first, I must rescue my sister. The Zhang family manor is too small and shabby. I don't care. At this point, Su Yang coldly ordered, Xiao Ting, gather the members of the blood slaughter group and raise Long Zuxing's palace to the ground and rescue the young lady. As you command. Xiao Ting clasped his fists respectfully, resolutely carrying out Su Yang's decision. Young Master Su, you absolutely cannot do that. Wei Zhang reacted and hurriedly intervened, saying, you've already gotten yourself into serious trouble. Don't get yourself into trouble again, or even the emperor won't be able to protect you. You mean, I'm going to watch my sister suffer and do nothing? Su Yang raised an eyebrow. I've never heard of the story about the heroine goddess of war. I don't know if it's true or not. Young Master Su, we can go to the Imperial Palace first, Wei Zhang suggested. Don't get angry when we get there. Let's all calmly discuss the situation. With all the civil and military officials present, we can see what's going on. The emperor will then make the final decision. How about that? That's unnecessary. For your good attitude, I'll spare your life. If you dare to speak up again, don't blame me for being rude. Su Yang stared at Wei Zhang and said in a deep voice, please go back. Upon hearing Su Yang's order to expel him, Wei Zhang's face darkened. He wanted to try to persuade him again. But Su Yang's power was so terrifying that he had no choice but to leave the Zhang family estate with a few young eunuchs. Young Master Su was going to lead the blood slaughter army to attack Prince Ping's mansion. This was a major event and needed to be reported to the emperor as soon as possible. Blood slaughter army, follow my orders. trampling the mansion and rescuing the young lady, trampling the mansion and rescuing the young lady, trampling the mansion and rescuing the young lady, trampling the mansion and rescuing the young lady. At this moment, the 49 Bloodslaughter army members had assembled, their momentum overwhelming. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 365, Save Su Jinguo first, then kill Prince Ping. Palace Master, do you require assistance from the Medicine King Hall? Zhang Xianwu, upon hearing the news, asked respectfully. No, Su Yang shook his head, then asked, how's Liu Chushan? She's awake, nothing serious. A strange young man just came into her room to keep her company, Zhang Xianwu replied truthfully. Su Yang frowned, strange young man? What's so strange about him? He actually has two identical arms. Isn't that strange enough? Zhang Xianwu said, looking at Su Yang. That is indeed quite strange. Su Yang didn't continue the conversation, instead saying, Zhang Xianwu, you stay here and guard the manor. The Su family's affairs should be handled by the Su family. Initially, when Su Yang and Su Shanja went to the Medicine King Hall, they had disguised themselves as Su Xuantian. However, when they returned to the Zhang family manor, Su Yang had already returned to his original appearance. Therefore, Zhang Xianwu knew that Su Xuantian was Su Yang, the eldest son of the Su family. Yes, Zhang Xianwu respectfully accepted Su Yang's instructions. Next, Su Yang led all the members of the Bloodslaughter clan out of the Zhang family manor, heading straight for Prince Ping's residence. As for Su Shanju, Su Yang also allowed him to stay. After all, Su Xing, Wang Fuge, and Liu Chushan were all at the Zhang family manor, and with two peak-level Xianzong masters guarding the manor, Su Yang felt more at ease. About 20 minutes later, Wei Zhang, accompanied by several young eunuchs, returned to the Golden Throne Hall and, in front of all the civil and military officials, reported Su Yang's actions. Outrageous. He dared to kill Prince Ping's trusted aide. This man is so brazen. Does he have any respect for the law, or even the imperial family? He's completely lawless, Your Majesty. This man is bloodthirsty and ruthless. He must be executed to serve as a warning to others. Many of Prince Ping's allies at the scene stood up to condemn Su Yang's evil deeds. As for the civil officials, led by Liu's Honglian, they remained silent, but their expressions were clearly displeased. At this moment, a barely perceptible smile appeared on the corner of Prince Ping Longzuxing's mouth. Su Yang killed Gongning, which showed that Su Yang was very angry. It seemed that his plan was successful. When Su Yang heard the news about Su Jinguo, he really got carried away and lost his mind. As long as Su Yang stepped into the Golden Throne Hall and acted arrogantly in the Golden Throne Hall, the Emperor would definitely kill him. The royal family was full of masters. Even the monk and Taoist priest guarding the palace were powerful half-step divine masters. If the Emperor wanted to kill Su Yang, he would definitely die, and no one could stop him. Although he was happy in his heart, on the surface, Longzuxing said very sadly, Your Majesty, Gongning has been with me for many years. I didn't expect that he would die tragically at the hands of Su Yang. Please be sure to take charge of me, Prince Ping. Longzuxing was also slightly angry in his heart, and said lightly, Don't be too sad, this Su Yang is really too much. Wei Zhang, where has Su Yang gone now? Logically speaking, he should have come to the Golden Palace this time, Longzuxing said in a flat tone. After all, it was Prince Ping who imprisoned his sister. Prince Ping is in the Golden Palace now. With his temperament, he will come to the Golden Palace to ask for an explanation, right? No, young Master Su said not to rush to seek revenge on Prince Ping, Wei Zhang said truthfully. HMPH, Longzuxing breathed a sigh of relief, then said, he's quite sensible. He knows the Golden Throne Hall is a sacred place for the imperial family. Anyone who resorts to violence there will be, Your Majesty. At this moment, Wei Zhang smiled bitterly and said, Young Master Su's intention is to rescue Su Jinguo first, then kill Prince Ping. When I returned to the palace, young Master Su had already summoned the blood slaughterers and marched towards Prince Ping's mansion, intending to demolish it and rescue Su Jinguo. Buzz! These words caused an uproar at the scene, and everyone's eyes were filled with astonishment. Destroy the Prince Ping's mansion. That was the mansion of Prince Ping, the current #1 king. Su Yang actually dared to lead his men to attack Prince Ping's mansion. It was unbelievable. This was simply too shocking. What? Long Xingshan was shocked, gritting his teeth and saying, "How dare this guy barge into Prince Ping's mansion, Your Majesty?" Prince Ping, standing below, looked grim, but not on the least flustered. Instead, his face sullen, he said, "Su Yang is courting death. If the master's guard in the mansion kill him, it's not your fault." Upon hearing this, Long Xingshan frowned slightly and remained silent for a moment. He knew the background of Prince Ping's mansion better than anyone else. He had long since sensed Prince Ping's rebellious intentions. The reason he didn't expose Prince Ping, but instead showed him great respect, was because of the mansion's strong foundation. Prince Ping and Long Xingshan had the same father but different mothers. Prince Ping's mother, Long Zuxing, came from a powerful ancient martial arts sect. His mother was the daughter of that sect's leader. For years, that sect had continuously sent masters to the mansion to serve as Prince Ping's personal retainers, attempting to destabilize the imperial throne. Of course, those so-called masters were nothing to mention. The key was Prince Ping's maternal grandmother, Gu Hongyu. She was an old monster who was close to the divine sect and now lived in Prince Ping's mansion. As the emperor, Long Xingshan naturally had his own backers, a monk and a Taoist priest. Both of them were at the level of a half-step divine sect many years ago. The monk and the Taoist priest fought against Prince Ping's maternal grandmother, Gu Hongyu, and they were evenly matched, with neither gaining the upper hand. Long Xingshan had long harbored the idea of eliminating Prince Ping, but unfortunately, fearing Gu Hongyu, he held back, leading to a stalemate for so many years. Originally, Long Xingshan's master's sect was powerful, and if he had used their power, he could have taken down Gu Hongyu. But before leaving, his master told Long Xingshan that he would only help him once, and after that, the relationship between master and disciple would be severed. This could be considered a repayment for the favor they had made. Back then, at the divine sect level, Duanmu Liu was invincible on the battlefield. The old emperor pledged vast resources from the treasury and requested that Long Xingshan's master intervene to punish Duanmu Liu. The master agreed, but before they could act, Duanmu Liu, frightened by Su Wuji's power, surrendered. Naturally, the master had no reason to return the resources they had taken, so decades later, they recruited Long Xingshan into the sect. It was all a mere bargain. Therefore, Long Xingshan's status within the sect was not high. His master had many disciples, and he was simply the least favored and least talented. Before his departure, his master's willingness to help him once was considered a great favor, and Long Xingshan had no complaints. The opportunity to mobilize the master's power was rare and only once. Therefore, unless the city was shattered and the country was destroyed, Long Xingshan would never contact his master. A few days ago, Duanmu Liu emerged again, leading hundreds of thousands of lions, sweeping across the vast expanse of land, and marching towards the southern border. Long Xingshan sensed the crisis and prepared to contact his master. However, he never expected that this crisis would be resolved by Su Yang. Therefore, Long Xingshan was grateful to Su Yang. Putting aside senior sister Xiao, he did not want to punish Su Yang. Chapter 366 Kill, no one left alive. Ultimately, Long Xingshan didn't use his sect's power to punish Prince Ping because he didn't want to squander the precious opportunity his ancestors had amassed at great expense due to imperial infighting. As for senior sister Xiao, Long Xingshan had no idea of her true abilities. For years, although Xiao was nominally a national blade instructor and subject to the imperial control, Long Xingshan never dared issue orders to her. Senior sister Xiao always followed her own will, doing whatever she pleased. Thus, the sinister Prince Ping persisted to this day. At this moment, Long Xingshan came back to his senses. His eyes fell on Prince Ping. Still wanting to protect Su Yang, he said, "Prince Ping, if Su Yang breaks into your mansion, you send someone to capture him and hand him over to me. I will punish him." "I'm afraid that won't work," Long Zuxing said in embarrassment. "Your Majesty, you know that my grandmother has a bad temper. If she sees someone committing a crime in the palace, she will probably be furious, and I can't persuade her." Hearing this, Long Xingshan said angrily, "In that case, I will let Tuoba Bodhisattva and Kazu Taoist go to the palace to help you capture Su Yang, so that your grandmother won't do it." "How about it? Thank you for your kindness, Your Majesty." A hint of anger flashed in Prince Ping's eyes, but he said on the surface, "It's just that my grandmother is old, and her mind has been sometimes clear and sometimes confused in the past 2 years. If she fails to recognize the two masters and accidentally injures them in the fight, I hope your majesty will forgive her. The threat in these words could not be more obvious. If the emperor truly sent a monk and a Taoist priest to the palace, it would be tantamount to breaking with the palace, and then the world would be in chaos. Long Xingshan was furious, but he didn't show it. He thought seriously for a few seconds, and ultimately gave up on Su Yang, feeling that there was no need to shake the foundation of the imperial family because of Su Yang alone. When fish and clams fight, the fisherman benefits. The many families in Kyoto are not easy to deal with, and breaking with Prince Ping at this time is not a wise choice. Therefore, Long Xingshan said calmly, "Forget it, Prince Ping, since that's the case, you can handle it yourself." "Thank you, Your Majesty. Please rest assured, Your Majesty, anyone who challenges the majesty of the royal family will surely die." Long Xingshan smiled, and then said, "Your Majesty, since all the civil and military officials are here, why don't we use the heavenly eye to take a look at the situation in the palace?" "Okay." Long Xingshan nodded. He knew full well that Su Yang would not survive. He had agreed to this opportunity to see how many masters there were within the palace and what condition Gu Hongai was in. Following the emperor's command, a few minutes later, a massive LCD screen appeared above the Golden Throne Hall. Everyone present fixed their gazes on it, their eyes filled with curiosity. Prince Ping, on the other hand, made a phone call, muttering something quietly into the phone. About 3 minutes later, Su Yang led the blood slaughter members outside the magnificent palace. Kill. Suddenly, the Vermilion gates swung open, and dozens of Earth Sect masters poured out. Each of them was at the Earth Sect level. 2 elders in the late Heaven Sect stage followed behind. Without exception, their eyes were filled with murderous intent, clearly prepared. "Haha, I didn't expect the palace to have so many masters." Su Yang narrowed his eyes and said in a cold tone, "Zhu Tu, listen to my orders. Kill them all. Leave no one alive." "Yes." The 50 members of the Zhu Tu, including Xiao Ting, responded in unison. A fierce battle ensued. After the baptism of fire in the southern Xinjiang battle, the 49 members of the Zhu Tu were each comparable to a peak Earth Sect cultivator, even capable of defeating them. The masters emerging from the palace were all at the late Earth Sect or peak Earth Sect, outnumbering the Zhu Tu, resulting in a stalemate. Xiao Ting, the captain of the Zhu Tu, was comparable to a late Heaven Sect cultivator, but at this moment, he was entangled by 2 late Heaven Sect cultivators, and the outcome was uncertain. As for Su Yang, he stood aside, watching the battle outside the palace gates from a distance, with no intention of intervening. Only through combat could the Zhu Tu members grow, so Su Yang remained silent. "Xiao Ting, first train with a formidable opponent of this level. It will be beneficial for you. Then, at the crucial moment, use the fuel and combined attack technique." Leaving these words behind, Su Yang walked into the palace alone, freeing his mind to sense his sister's location. He soon realized that his sister was at 11 o'clock, where there was a row of antique buildings. His sister's aura was coming from beneath them. So, Su Yang strode over and entered the antique buildings. It was at this moment that his figure completely disappeared from the sky eye, which then shifted to the outside of the palace, continuing to broadcast a battle outside. At this moment, in the Golden Throne Hall, all the civil and military officials looked at each other in bewilderment. Only now did they realize the power of the palace. Prince Ping's guards are so formidable, they can actually rival the blood slaughter. Yes, you know, these blood slaughter members once wreaked havoc on the battlefields of southern Xinjiang. Horrifying. Where did Prince Ping recruit so many Earth Sect level guards? 70 or 80 Earth Sect guards, 2 Heaven Sect guards. Prince Ping is keeping a low profile. This force is comparable to that of the imperial family, right? It's said that Prince Ping's maternal grandmother was a half-step divine sect master, capable of rivaling a single monk from the imperial family, so, Prince Ping's power is no less than that of the imperial family. For a moment, the civil and military officials present were whispering among themselves. Liu Honglian, the head of the civil service, glared at Prince Ping angrily upon witnessing his immense strength, but ultimately chose to remain silent. He was afraid. Prince Ping naturally sensed this, and a playful smile played upon his lips. Now, his display of strength was intended to intimidate the civil and military officials, to gauge their reaction. Prince Ping's plan could be implemented immediately. For years, he and the Iron Fist sect's leader had maintained a close relationship and formed an alliance. It was Prince Ping's idea for the Iron Fist sect's leader to join forces with the Deep City Du family to exploit the Medicine King Palace. Even Gu Hongao, the palace's most influential figure, had already traveled with the Iron Fist sect's leader to Yian Villa in Jiangbei, with the 3 half-step divine sect members. This exploitation plan was certain to succeed. If the Medicine King Palace compromised, the palace would receive a significant share of resources and gain support from the Iron Fist sect and the Deep City Du family. Prince Ping would then directly blockade Kyoto, and the position of ruler of the world would be his. Just now, Long Zuxing's insistence that his maternal grandmother was in the palace was merely bluffing, yet it had intimidated the emperor. Of course, even without his grandmother, Long Zuxing was confident he could deal with the members of the Blood Slaughter sect. His palace contained not just 2 late-stage Xianzhuang cultivators, but 3. The underground cell where Su Jingguo was imprisoned was also guarded by a late-stage Xianzhuang cultivator. Just now, through a sky eye, Long Zuxing saw Su Yang heading towards the underground prison. He couldn't help but sneer, "Su Yang, you're just a super playboy. How dare you break into my underground prison? Haha. Without Xiaoting and the members of the Blood Slaughter gang by your side, I wonder who can save you." Chapter 367 Su Jingguo's situation. With Su Yang's disappearance, the Sky Eyes locked onto the battle outside the palace. At that moment, Xiaoting and 49 members of the Blood Slaughter clan were engaged in a bloody battle. The guards of Prince Ping's palace were no ordinary force, especially the 2 late-stage Xianzhuang cultivators, who pinned Xiaoting down. After several minutes of fighting, the Blood Slaughter clan members sustained numerous injuries, while Prince Ping's guards suffered only 4 or 5 casualties. Fortunately, the Blood Slaughter clan members had cultivated the Qingming body training technique. Bathing in blood, their injuries were gradually healing, allowing them to engage the Dizen-level guards. Xiaoting, facing 2 on his own, was struggling slightly, but holding off the 2 late-stage Xianzhuang cultivators was no problem. However, this was only temporary. The Blood Slaughter clan still had a trump card, the Fulan combined attack technique. With this combined attack, Xiaoting and the 49 Blood Slaughter clan members would become a single entity, capable of instantly slaying a peak-level Xianzhuang cultivator and completely turning the tide of the battle. But before leaving, Su Yang had instructed them to fight on their own, hone their skills first, and then use the Fulan combined attack technique. All members of the Blood Slaughter clan, following Su Yang's orders, engaged in a fierce battle with Prince Ping's palace guards. HMPH, since you can't serve me, then I'll use this opportunity to eliminate you, lest you interfere with my future plans, Prince Ping said with a cold gaze, staring at the projection screen above the Golden Throne Hall. For now, his own palace guards still held the advantage, not to mention the presence of a late-stage Xianzhuang expert within the palace. Once that late-stage Xianzhuang expert had dealt with Su Yang, he would come to reinforce. Then, they would kill Xiaoting first, then defeat them one by one, completely wiping out the 49 Blood Slaughter clan members. Seeing this, Liu Honglian, the head of the civil service, sighed, feeling particularly helpless. Prince Ping's ambition was revealed, but who could stop him? As for Long Zingshan, his expression was grave. He naturally guessed that Prince Ping had ulterior motives by exposing his guards. Are you really going to waste your chance to ask your master for help? Long Zingshan sat upright, his face expressionless, yet a murderous intent clung to his heart. If Prince Ping truly dared to covet his throne, he would be forced to mobilize the power of his master to quell the rebellion. Meanwhile, at Prince Ping's mansion, Su Yang entered the antique building and, using his senses, located the entrance to the underground dungeon. Who is it? Prince Ping's guards didn't all rush out to confront Zhu Tu. At this moment, 7 or 8 Earth Sect level guards emerged. Upon seeing Su Yang, they exchanged glances and, unanimously, charged at him. You're asking for your own death? Su Yang's eyes were cold, and he suddenly attacked. A water dragon, condensed from spiritual energy, soared into the sky. Puff, puff, puff. The water dragon, as if alive, instantly pierced the chests of every soldier present before dissolving into mist and vanishing. Then, stepping over the corpses of the soldiers, Su Yang strode into the underground dungeon. It was a deep, dim, narrow path leading directly underground. After walking about 10 meters, he came into view, a door crafted from fine steel. Su Yang waved his hand, and a surge of spiritual energy instantly blasted the door open. He then strode in. The scene that followed gave a sense of sudden enlightenment. It was no longer a narrow path, but a spacious, bright space, somewhat resembling a large supermarket. Su Yang, sensing his elder sister's presence, continued his pace, heading straight ahead. Meanwhile, in the central cell, this one was unique, with thick glass walls on all sides that even a master at the Xianzong realm couldn't break through. Su Jingguo had been imprisoned here for several days, and her face was haggard. "Prince Ping, I never thought you were this kind of person. I'm so disappointed." Su Jingguo gritted her teeth, her eyes filled with intense grief and indignation. Initially, she'd thought Prince Ping's withdrawal order might have been motivated by some ulterior motive. Su Jingguo blamed herself for her rashness, feeling her imprisonment was entirely justified. But over the past 2 days, she realized she'd misjudged Prince Ping. He was nothing but a beast in human form. Prince Ping had repeatedly visited Su Jingguo in the underground prison, expressing his admiration for her and wanting her to be his concubine. But Su Jingguo refused, decisively rejecting him. Then, his true colors became apparent, forcing her to compromise. To this end, Prince Ping even sought out a master from the Xianzong sect to control Su Jingguo, intending to force her into submission. However, Su Jingguo threatened to commit suicide, and Prince Ping ultimately failed to comply, leaving the underground prison unwillingly. From that moment on, Su Jingguo saw through Prince Ping, Long Zuxing, and hated him to the core. The thought of Prince Ping humiliating her again, and the fear that she would be powerless to resist, brought tears to her eyes. She contemplated suicide more than once, hoping to find relief, but the late-stage Xianzong masters outside wouldn't give her the chance. "I can't even die," Su Jingguo said with a helpless, bitter smile, her eyes complex. Through gritted teeth, she said, "Prince Ping, don't give me a chance, or I'll make you regret it for the rest of your life." Miss Su, the late-stage Xianzong master guarding outside said with a smile, "What's wrong with my prince? Why are you so resistant to him?" The speaker was an old woman, unfathomable in strength, the second most powerful within the palace. Though she and the other two were in the late Xianzong realm, she was infinitely closer to the peak of the Xianzong realm, naturally possessing a different combat power. Furthermore, this old woman was a maidservant to Long Zuxing's maternal grandmother, holding a distinguished position within the palace, second only to Long Zuxing and Gu Hongyu. HMPH, Su Jingguo glanced at the old woman, her eyes cold and said, "Just a beast in human clothing, haha." "Miss Su, you are wrong," the old woman in the palace laughed and said, "To be honest, my prince has been patient for many years and will soon blockade Kyoto and become the new emperor." "Miss Su, since the prince admires you so much, why don't you accompany him to rule the world?" "What, Prince Ping actually has such ambitions?" Su Jingguo's face changed drastically. It was the first time she heard the news. It's normal for a kingdom to change hands from time to time. There's nothing to be surprised about, the old woman in the palace smiled and said. "My prince has been planning for this opportunity for many years. If nothing unexpected happens, he will be crowned emperor in a few days." "Miss Su, I advise you not to resist stubbornly and obey my prince." The old woman in the palace fell on Su Jingguo with a pair of turbid eyes, and said in a cold voice, "I can see that my prince is sincere to you, and it's not a whim. He will feel happy, angry, sad, and happy because of your attitude. This is not good." The old woman in the palace stared at Su Jingguo, and a murderous intent suddenly flashed in her eyes. She said in a deep voice, "If you continue to be stubborn and disturb my prince's state of mind, so that he can't concentrate on planning the world, then don't blame me for being cruel." Chapter 368 Su Yang, when did you become so powerful? What do you want to do? Su Jingguo, unafraid, met the old woman's gaze and said calmly, "Do you want to kill me?" "Yes," the old woman said seriously, "although my prince has repeatedly instructed me to take good care of you, you have refused to repent and have caused him pain. Even if I disobey orders, I will not let you go." "Haha," Su Jingguo sneered at this, "if you want to kill me, then do it. I just want to be free." "Miss Su, have you thought it through?" The old woman narrowed her eyes slightly, and the true energy in her palms gathered. "Of course," Su Jingguo gritted her teeth and said, "If you don't kill me, if I get the chance in the future, I will personally wipe out Prince Ping, this traitor." "Humph, you are so stupid. It seems you are determined to go against the prince's palace," the old woman said in a deep voice. "In that case, I will let you die in this glass cell." As the words fell, the old woman from the palace slammed her palm, striking the glass hard. Strangely, the glass didn't crack, not even a dent. The woman's immense force had penetrated the glass and struck Su Jingguo. While Su Jingguo was formidable, she was only average among her peers. She was named one of the 10 war gods due, firstly, to the Earth sex prohibition on the battlefield and, secondly, to her military prowess. Now, facing an attack from her late-stage heaven sect cultivator, Su Jingguo was powerless. Puff, in an instant, Su Jingguo's body was blasted away by the glass-piercing key, and she spat out a mouthful of blood, which landed on the glass wall. Drip, drip, drops of blood dripped slowly from the corners of her mouth. Su Jingguo, already haggard after days of imprisonment, now paled even further, her face nearing death. Don't blame me. Blame yourself for making the wrong choice. The old woman was slightly surprised to see that the palm strike didn't carry any murderous intent towards Su Jingguo. But then, she raised her hand again, intending to completely eliminate Su Jingguo's hidden danger. But at that moment, the old woman in the palace suddenly sensed a strong sense of danger. She looked closely and saw a water dragon brimming with immense energy, charging towards her with its fangs and claws bared. Huh? The old woman's heart trembled, and without a moment's thought, she dodged to the side. But the water dragon pursued relentlessly, finally slamming into the old woman's chest. Bang! After the collision, the scene calmed down, but the dust rising from the underground dungeon confirmed the violent collision. Meanwhile, the old woman stood aside, clutching her chest. A trace of blood stained the corner of her mouth, her face pale but filled with fear. She stared warily in the direction of the water dragon, ready to respond at any moment. There, a thin young man slowly approached, following the light. Tall and handsome, with a cold expression, he exuded a terrifying aura that was unsettling. This man was Su Yang. Just when the old woman from the palace was about to kill Su Jingguo, he happened to arrive and casually used a tap to stop the old woman from the palace. Otherwise, with Su Yang's strength, with a little preparation, he could have wiped out the old woman from the palace with one move. Who are you? At this time, the old woman from the palace frowned and asked. The Su family, Su Yang, Su Jingguo's younger brother. Su Yang walked over step by step, staring at the old woman in the palace, and said coldly, "Now, you can die." What a crazy tone. Do you know where this place is? How dare you act so wild here? The old woman in the palace could naturally judge that she was no match for the young man in front of her. She was very afraid, so she had to bring out the background of the palace and threaten, "Young man, I warn you, my old lady is infinitely close to the realm of the divine sect. If you don't want to die, you'd better leave the palace as soon as possible, otherwise you will bear the consequences." Oh, Su Yang stopped and raised his eyebrows and said, "Your old lady is so powerful, where's she? Why doesn't she come out to kill me? Huh? You are lucky. My old lady went out 2 days ago and went to Jiangbei." The old woman in the palace continued, "Do you know what my old lady did?" "I don't know that. Can you tell me?" Su Yang asked curiously. Haha, when mentioning Gu Hongyu, the old woman in the palace showed a hint of arrogance, and then said, "My old lady, the leader of the Iron Fist sect, and the Du family in Shencheng are joining forces to put pressure on the Medicine King Palace. Perhaps you don't know that the Medicine King Palace recently held a medical conference. The location is Evian Villa in Jiangbei. Now all the bigwigs of the Medicine King Palace are there," the old woman in the palace went on. "This time, if the Medicine King Palace does not compromise, my old lady will work together with the leader of the Iron Fist sect, Zhang Changshen, and the head of the Du family in Shenzhen, Du Mingjin, to keep all the senior officials of the Medicine King Palace in Evian Villa. However, based on the past deeds of the Medicine King Palace, they are bound to compromise and dare not confront us head-on." The old woman in the palace finally sneered, "Young man, even the Medicine King Palace has to submit to my old lady. Who do you think you are? How dare you act wildly in her territory? If you know what's good for you, leave here immediately." "I can pretend nothing happened." The old woman in the palace looked at Su Yang with a haughty air, certain that the young man would be terrified and flee in disgrace at the mention of the old lady's name. But the next moment, her expression froze, a look of pain on her face. Su Yang suddenly struck, grabbing her by the neck. "Old man, what I hate most in my life is being threatened. No enemy who has truly threatened me has ever survived, you, and I'm no exception." With that, Su Yang exerted force with his 5 fingers, instantly breaking the old woman's neck. Ugh! The old woman's eyes widened, her pupils shrinking rapidly, and she soon died completely. A master of the late Xianzong realm was powerless against Su Yang. Discarding the old woman's body, Su Yang turned, his gaze through the glass to rest on Su Jingguo. Su Jingguo lay on the ground, her face pale and her breath weak, clearly seriously injured. However, she had seen everything that had just happened, her beautiful eyes filled with shock. "Little brother, when did you become so powerful?" Cough. As she spoke, Su Jingguo spat out a pool of blood, her breath weakening even further. "Sister," Su Yang's heart trembled. He immediately mobilized the spiritual energy around him and, with 100 reincarnation fist, struck the glass. Boom. Almost instantly, the solid glass wall shattered, shattering into pieces. Quick-witted and quick-handed, Su Yang raised his hand, and a surge of spiritual energy erupted, pushing the shards of glass away to prevent them from injuring Su Jingguo. Then, Su Yang strode forward, cradling the severely injured Su Jingguo in his arms while examining her injuries. Chapter 369 Sister, I will protect you from now on. Your internal organs have been severely damaged, but it's not a big problem. This time, I've collected a lot of finished medicinal pills from the underground treasure house of Country D. They should be able to fully heal you. Su Yang breathed a sigh of relief. With a thought, a glass bottle appeared in his hand. Then, Su Yang poured out a cherry-sized pill and smiled softly. Sister, eat it. Little brother, what is this? Su Jingguo said weakly. It can heal your injuries. Eat it quickly. Yes. After taking the pill, Su Jingguo sat cross-legged, practicing internal energy techniques and regulating her breathing. Seeing that her sister's recovery was a little slow, Su Yang waved his hand and sent a stream of spiritual energy into her body. After about a few minutes, Su Jingguo ended her meditation, slowly opened her eyes, and stood up with Su Yang's support. Little brother, Su Jingguo then looked at Su Yang with a complicated expression. After a pause of several seconds, she asked, You haven't answered my question yet. How did you become so powerful? Su Yang met Su Jingguo's gaze. Technically, this was the first time he had met his elder sister. Last time in East Xinjiang, he had concealed his identity, disguised as Su Xuantian, so Su Jingguo didn't know his true identity. Now, Su Yang appeared before Su Jingguo in his true appearance, his state of mind different from the last time. Sister, after hesitating for a moment, Su Yang finally said meaningfully, there are some things I don't want to tell you. You just need to know that I am very strong now, and I am still your younger brother, that's all, okay? Su Jingguo did not ask any further questions after hearing this, but raised her hand and pinched Su Yang's face, and said proudly, I didn't expect that my younger brother has grown into a supermaster, haha, sister, Su Yang smiled, then said solemnly, from childhood to adulthood, you have protected me. No matter what mistakes I made, you will help me settle them. Even if I am wrong, you will stand on my side. Sister, you have worked hard, thank you, but from now on, it is my turn to protect you, little brother. Su Jingguo looked at Su Yang with emotion, her beautiful eyes full of relief, and then, she couldn't help pinching Su Yang's face again. Sister, a second ago, Su Yang was still serious, but his face turned dark. Can you please stop pinching my face? I, your little brother, am a master after all. Sister, do you know what a master is? I also want to save face, okay, so what? Su Jingguo pinched again, then smiled, no matter how powerful you are still my little brother. I have pinched your face since you were a child. Why don't you let me pinch it now? Little brother, you can't destroy the bridge after crossing it. Su Yang smiled bitterly and said, don't use idioms indiscriminately. What does this have to do with destroying the bridge after crossing it? Of course it has something to do with it, Su Jingguo said seriously, if I hadn't pinched you often, could you have grown so handsome? Now that you have grown into a handsome guy, you won't let your sister pinch your face. Isn't this destroying the bridge after crossing it? Why did these words sound weird, but very comfortable? Su Yang relented, smiling, okay, sister, you can pinch me if you want, but be gentle and don't make me look ugly again. Ha ha ha, Su Jingguo laughed heartily. Chatting with her younger brother had brightened her mood. They chatted for a while longer, and then Su Yang suddenly asked, Sister, why did Prince Ping imprison you here? Was it because of the battle in southern Xinjiang? Yes, and no, Su Jingguo sighed, feeling that she would have to face Prince Ping's matter sooner or later. So she told Su Yang everything that had happened since her imprisonment. Damn it, that bastard actually wanted my sister and tried to force himself on me. I'm not Su if I don't tear his head off today. Su Yang's rage was uncontrollable. His eyes suddenly turned cold, and a terrifying aura emanated from him, making the air seem to freeze. Little brother, at this moment. Only then did Su Jingguo truly realize the strength of her younger brother. It was then that she realized he had grown up, capable of standing on his own, even capable of building his own career. Su Jingguo was both relieved and proud. Seeing Su Yang seemingly trying to leave the dungeon, she hurriedly asked, "Little brother, what are you going to do?" "Kill Prince Ping," Su Yang replied calmly, but his murderous intent was evident. "This, little brother, Prince Ping's influence is immense, and within this palace are countless experts." Worried for Su Yang's safety, Su Jingguo began to dissuade him. "Sister," to reassure Su Jingguo, Su Yang said, "Now, I'm the master of the Medicine King Hall. With a single command, the entire hall will serve me. Furthermore, on the battlefield in southern Xinjiang, I led only a few dozen Su family secret guards and quelled the rebellion there, slaughtering 400,000 or 500,000 enemy troops. So, rest assured, I'll do what I say. I can kill Prince Ping, and I can do it, right now. Our Su family secret guards are fighting the masters of the palace outside. They're not a concern, sister. I'll go first to the Golden Throne Hall and eliminate Prince Ping. I'll talk to you later." After a few words of comfort, Su Yang used the A World Away technique and vanished in an instant. Master of the Medicine King Hall, Su family secret guards, resolving the crisis in southern Xinjiang. "This, is everything I said true?" Su Jingguo was shocked, a look of horror on her face, and she also walked out of the underground prison. However, Su Yang used the A World Away technique to arrive outside the palace before him. Meanwhile, the battle between the blood slaughterers and the palace masters continued, reaching a fever pitch. But it was clear that the blood slaughterers were wearing down. After all, the palace masters were numerous and supported each other. Fighting alone, the blood slaughterers struggled to eliminate their opponents. If they couldn't kill, they couldn't draw essence in blood to restore their strength, thus falling into a vicious cycle. "Xiao Ting, it's almost time. We can use the fuel and combined attack technique. Kill these people without mercy. Also, my sister will be out soon. Take care of her. I'm going to the Golden Throne Hall." Leaving this, Su Yang left Prince Ping's palace without stopping. "Farewell, my master," Xiao Ting responded respectfully, then said solemnly, "Blood slaughterers, follow my command, form your formation." Yes, upon hearing Xiao Ting's command, the 49 blood slaughterers instantly perked up, their fighting spirit high. Meanwhile, in the Golden Throne Hall, "Su Yang, it's Su Yang, he actually came out of the palace. How is it possible? He is just an ordinary person. Is there no one in the palace? It must be, the masters of the palace are all outside dealing with Zhu too, and he probably took advantage of the opportunity. Why did he disappear again, so fast? Is he really an ordinary person?" The civil and military officials saw Su Yang briefly through the sky eye, and immediately started to discuss. Prince Ping Longzuxing, who was standing in the front, frowned at this moment, and had a bad premonition in his heart. What's going on? Why didn't Aunt Ping take action? Could it be? Aunt Ping took action, but was killed by Su Yang. Please, don't urge me anymore. In the next chapter, if Prince Ping doesn't die, I will die. Chapter 370 Killing Longzuxing. Matron Ping was the late Xianzhuang cultivator who had injured Su Jingguo. Prince Ping had correctly guessed that Su Yang had crushed her throat. However, as soon as this thought formed in Prince Ping's mind, he dismissed it. Impossible, Su Yang is just a dandy young master, while Matron Ping has already reached the late Xianzhuang stage. Su Yang is undoubtedly no match for her, Prince Ping thought to himself. Su Yang must have avoided entering the underground dungeon, hence his absence from encountering Matron Ping. That doesn't make sense. There are many dozen masters guarding the palace. How could Su Yang? Prince Ping frowned, baffled. He looked up at the screen, a smile playing on his lips, and muttered, "Fortunately, the battle outside the palace will soon be over." At the moment, the blood slaughter members were at a disadvantage, with many seriously injured. However, the palace's masters were supporting each other, and the death rate was decreasing. If this continued, the blood slaughter could be completely wiped out in less than 10 minutes. Wouldn't it be easy to find another opportunity to kill Su Yang then? But the next moment, Prince Ping's smile froze, his eyes filled with astonishment. He saw, on the screen above, the blood slaughter members forming a strange formation and, in the blink of an eye, slaughtering 3 of the palace's Earth Sect masters. A flood of blood flowed into the blood slaughter members, revitalizing the severely injured. Then, like a slaughter of chickens and dogs, the blood slaughter members rampaged, slaughtering everyone in their path. In the blink of an eye, 5 more palace masters were dead. No, this is impossible, Prince Ping cried out, looking at the screen above the golden throne hall in disbelief. His outburst immediately attracted Long Xingshan and the civil and military officials, all eyes fixed on the screen. What? How did the blood slaughterers suddenly become so powerful? Massacre. This isn't a battle, it's a massacre, so the blood slaughterers have been hiding their true strength? This is their true power, everyone, look carefully. This is blood slaughterers' combined attack technique. They use this method to slaughter thousands of grandmasters from Country D on the battlefield in southern Xinjiang. Horrifying. It's only been so long, and all the masters of the palace have been wiped out. Only 2 are left. In the Golden Throne Hall, all the civil and military officials were stunned, looking at blood slaughterers with awe. Haha, well done. Atop the dragon throne, Emperor Long Xingshan laughed heartily, secretly pleased, but he didn't show it. He had previously worried that the Prince Ping's palace guards were so powerful that they would pose a danger to him. But now, blood slaughterers' sudden power resolved a worry for him. These palace soldiers must have come from Sandong Bridge. They are disciples of the sect to which Prince Ping's maternal grandmother belonged. Prince Ping hid them in the palace, so he naturally harbored rebellious intentions. Now that Zhu Tu has taken action and wiped them all out, I have to say, this move is very pleasing to me. Long Xingshan remained calm on the surface, but inwardly he was beaming with joy, glancing intently or unintentionally at Prince Ping below. At this moment, Prince Ping, Long Zuxing, looked as ugly as pig liver. Su Yang, Zhu Tu, Long Zuxing gritted his teeth and said coldly. I want you all dead without a burial place. Prince Ping, calm down. Zhu Tu has indeed gone too far. He dared to kill so many people in the palace and disregarded the law. When they return, I will teach them a lesson, Long Xingshan consoled. Oh, Long Zuxing looked at the emperor and inquired, may I ask, Your Majesty, how will you punish them? Long Xingshan paused, then gritted his teeth and said sternly, they have already accepted the title and are receiving state salaries. Now they are openly committing a crime. I will naturally punish them severely. I will fine them half a year's salary. Severe punishment? Fine them half a year's salary? The civil and military officials present all looked at each other in bewilderment. I second the motion. Liu Honglian, the head of the civil officials, couldn't help but laugh, but he still stood up and said with a chuckle, Your Majesty, this punishment will surely teach Zhu Tu a lesson. Yes, the emperor nodded slightly, his gaze falling on Long Zuxing. He said calmly, Prince Ping, are you satisfied? Satisfied, Your Majesty, I am very satisfied, Long Zuxing agreed. He knew that the emperor would wish all his guards dead and would definitely not punish Zhu Tu. He did not continue the topic and instead looked at the screen projected by the Sky Eye. Although the Earth Sect level palace guards had perished, there were still 2 late-stage Heaven Sect members. A fight between these 2 should have been enough to kill some of the blood slaughter members, right? But after seeing the scene outside the palace, Long Zuxing was stunned once again. Dead? Those 2 late-stage Heaven Sect members were all dead? What kind of situation was this? It defied logic. Just as Long Zuxing was stunned, he suddenly saw a familiar figure emerge from the palace. Jinguo, startled, Long Zuxing muttered, isn't she imprisoned in the underground prison, guarded by Nanny Ping at all times? How could it be? Could it be? Su Yang really be something more than an ordinary person? This thought multiplied endlessly in Long Zuxing's mind. Su Jinguo had been rescued, leaving only 2 possibilities. 1. Su Yang had a master behind him, avoiding the heavenly eye and charging directly into the underground prison, eliminating Nanny Ping and rescuing Su Jinguo. The second possibility was that Su Yang had orchestrated all of this. In other words, Su Yang was a master capable of killing late-stage Heaven Sect members. At this thought, Prince Ping felt a wave of fear, a sudden chill running down his spine. He had imprisoned Su Yang's sister and even attempted to take Su Jinguo by force. Just now, Su Yang had left the palace in a rage, seemingly heading towards the Imperial Palace. Could he be coming to the Golden Throne Hall to kill me? And now, all the palace's experts have perished in battle, even Nanny Ping, and my grandmother has fled to Jiangbei, not the capital. The emperor fears my grandmother, so he dares not attack me, but if someone else were to kill me, I'm afraid he wouldn't help. At this thought, Long Zuxing's face changed drastically, his heart filled with fear, and he couldn't help but tremble. Your Majesty, I have suddenly remembered an urgent matter that I must attend to. I will now take my leave." Long Zuxing didn't hesitate. After bidding the emperor farewell, he turned and left the Golden Throne Hall, not even daring to linger for a moment. But at this moment, a sound of breaking air was heard, and a thin figure suddenly appeared in the Golden Throne Hall. Standing 5 meters away from Prince Ping, he stared at him with a sullen expression, and spoke word by word. "Can you leave? P.S. This is already enough for one chapter, but as I said before, if Prince Ping doesn't die in the next chapter, I will die. To ensure that everyone continues to read the book, to spare the hearts of my beloved readers, and to protect humanity and maintain world peace, I will use a secret technique in each of the 2 chapters. Please be informed." A cold voice, filled with endless murderous intent, echoed in the magnificent Golden Throne Hall. Swish, swish, swish. In an instant, dozens, even hundreds, of eyes in the hall fell on Su Yang at the same time. Su Yang, wasn't he just at Prince Ping's mansion? How did he suddenly appear in the Golden Palace? It's only been a few minutes. Can he fly? He actually made it from Prince Ping's mansion to the Golden Palace. The Golden Palace is a sacred place for the royal family, heavily guarded. How did Su Yang get in? Why didn't the guards try to stop him? For a moment, civil and military officials whispered among themselves, looking at Su Yang with curiosity. Su Yang ignored everyone and stared at Prince Ping. As he walked towards him, he spoke again, answering his own question. "You can't escape." Su Yang, Prince Ping, terrified, took a step back, gnashing his teeth and saying, "What did you do in the palace?" Haha. Su Yang's expression was indifferent. He said coldly, "I just killed a piece of trash from the late Xianzhuang period, and rescued my sister from the glass cell." You really killed Madame Ping?" Long Zuxing swallowed in panic. "You don't believe it?" Su Yang approached Prince Ping and sneered, "Haha, I don't need you to believe it, but, Prince Ping, you imprisoned my sister. For your own selfish reasons, you even raped her. If she hadn't remained loyal and threatened her life, she would have been murdered by you. I am Su Jingguo's younger brother. Our blood is thicker than water, our flesh and blood. You did this to my sister. I cannot appease the hatred in my heart unless I kill you now, but don't worry, I won't let you die so easily. Now, abandon your high and mighty status as a prince and kneel down." Ahem. As his words fell, Su Yang instantly radiated a terrifying pressure that swept across the entire hall. The civil and military officials in the Golden Throne Hall staggered, unable to stand. However, they were not Su Yang's target, otherwise they would have been prostrated on the ground. At this moment, under the pressure of Su Yang's powerful aura, Prince Ping's body lost control and he tumbled to his knees. Su Yang, Long Zuxing struggled to his feet, but his efforts were futile. "This is just the beginning," Su Yang sneered, strode forward, and slapped Prince Ping's face. With a crisp sound, 5 finger marks appeared on Prince Ping's face, clearly visible. "Su Yang, how dare you? I am a noble prince. To strike me is tantamount to trampling on the dignity of the imperial family," Long Zuxing sneered, "and the imperial family is full of experts. How can you be so presumptuous? You are dead today." Snap! 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 As Long Zuxing finished his words, Su Yang, reckless, slapped him repeatedly across the face. "Ah!" Prince Ping screamed in agony and fell to the ground. His facial bones dislocated and 7 or 8 teeth knocked out. He lay on the ground, barely breathing, his saliva and blood mingling, looking agonized. Swish! This scene instantly shocked the entire audience, leaving faces of astonishment on the faces of all civil and military officials. Prince Ping was beaten. Su Yang is so cruel. This is the Golden Throne Hall. A prince being beaten in this royal palace. This is an extraordinary event. Su Yang has really gone too far this time. I'm afraid the royal family will fight him to the death. Don't talk nonsense. Did you see? The emperor remained silent and showed no intention of intervening. This Su Yang's blows were truly heavy-handed. A few slaps nearly cost Prince Ping his life. Civil and military officials murmured among themselves, eager to hear what the emperor would do. Haha! At this moment, Su Yang strode forward, raised his foot and stepped on Prince Ping's chest, and said arrogantly, "You are not qualified to threaten me, not only you, but the entire imperial family. I despise you. If you anger me, I will overthrow the Long family and build another temple. How dare you?" As soon as these words were spoken, the emperor, who had remained silent until then, suddenly spoke in a deep voice, "Su Yang, are you trying to rebel? So what? Su Yang met Long Xingshan's gaze, fearlessly and coldly saying, "Your Majesty, I have no interest in your position. I advise you to keep quiet, and we will live in peace. Otherwise, I will make you regret it for the rest of your life. How dare you threaten me?" Long Xingshan stared at Su Yang, furious. Originally, Su Yang led the bloody massacre to resolve the crisis in southern Xinjiang and defeat the powerful guards of Prince Ping's palace. Long Xingshan was very pleased and had a good impression of Su Yang. Furthermore, Su Yang's intrusion into the imperial palace and his attempt to publicly execute Prince Ping fulfilled Long Xingshan's wish. Long Xingshan had long wanted Prince Ping dead, but fearing retaliation from the Three Dong Bridge, he had held back. Su Yang could do this for him. After Prince Ping's death, all the blame could be placed on Su Yang, leaving the royal family alone. Prince Ping's grandmother would likely have nothing to say. But Su Yang should never have contradicted Long Xingshan, nor challenged the royal family. At this point, if Long Xingshan didn't speak out, people would likely believe the royal family was afraid of Su Yang and the Su family. I'm only telling you a fact. If you take it as a threat, then it is a threat. Su Yang glared at Long Xingshan and said gravely, "My lord, what will you do in the face of my threat?" HMPH, of course I'll make you pay. No one can provoke the royal family and get away unscathed, but, Su Yang, I'll spare your life, as a favor to senior sister Xiao. Long Xingshan's face was as gloomy as water, and he said coldly, "Bodhisattva Tuoba, Taoist Kazu, proceed. Capture Su Yang and imprison him in the heavenly prison to await your fate." As Long Xingshan gave the order, Su Yang suddenly sensed two powerful auras approaching him. A half-step divine sect? Su Yang curled his lips in a cold sneer, his heart devoid of fear, standing still. Meanwhile, Shufan, within the storage ring, had successfully established her foundation, her strength even surpassing that of the divine sect. What was Su Yang to fear? However, for the time being, he and the Lord did not harbor any deep hatred. Besides, the Emperor had said that Xiao was his senior sister, and he seemed to hold her in great awe. Given this connection between the Emperor and Xiao, Su Yang naturally had no need to go to extremes. So, Su Yang secretly sent a message, saying calmly, "Emperor, I don't take two mere half-step divine sect masters seriously. I advise you to rescind your order, lest you lose two of your foundation and end up in a difficult situation. I'm sending you this message out of consideration for your dignity. If you insist on going your own way, don't blame me for being rude." At this moment, the Emperor, seated on the dragon throne, suddenly heard Su Yang's voice in his mind, and his expression changed drastically. Voice transmission? What kind of method was this? Long Xingshan recalled the terrifying and strange behavior of the blood slaughter members, then looked at Su Yang, and suddenly felt that Su Yang was mysterious. Could he be from some powerful sect? At this thought, Long Xingshan hesitated, then after a few seconds of reflection, changed his mind, and raised his hand slightly, signaling the two half-step divine sect masters to stop. Meanwhile, Tuoba Bodhisattva and Kazu Taoist had not yet appeared. After receiving Long Xingshan's order, they retreated. The two terrifying auras also disappeared. "Haha, you made the right decision." Su Yang looked at the Emperor and smiled. Then he lowered his head, squinting his eyes and staring at Prince Ping. He said in a deep voice, "Your Highness, farewell." As soon as he finished speaking, Su Yang exerted force on his foot and instantly crushed Long Zuxing to death. Chapter 371 Little Su Shui. "I won't accept this, Su Yang, you will not die a good death. My grandmother will definitely avenge me. Just wait for death." With these last words, Prince Ping, Long Zuxing, vanished from this world completely. And in the Golden Throne Hall, in front of all the civil and military officials and the Emperor, Su Yang crushed the current prince to death. This act instantly caused an uproar. The civil and military officials looked at Su Yang with fear, lowering their heads and daring not to speak. HMPH, Su Yang kicked Prince Ping's body away and said coldly, "Don't worry. I will return to Jiangbei tonight. Your grandmother and that Iron Fist sect leader Zhang Changsheng are both my targets." Arrogant. Arrogant. Su Yang embodied these two words to the fullest, but no one could do anything to him. Prince Ping, Long Zuxing, has unauthorizedly raised troops in the imperial court and is plotting rebellion. He deserves death. Your Majesty, please investigate. At this moment, Liu Honglian, the head of the civil service, stepped forward and spoke out. This not only gave the Emperor a way out but also excused Su Yang from his crime. Long Xingshan looked at Liu Honglian with satisfaction, then nodded and said, "The Prime Minister is right. Prince Ping is so bold that he dared to keep so many Masters of the Earth sect and even the Heaven sect in the palace. His wolfish ambition is obvious." Having said that, Long Xingshan's gaze fell on Su Yang, and then said, "Su Yang has a keen eye and saw through Prince Ping's ambition. He pretended to test him, but he didn't expect that he really forced Prince Ping into a corner and made him reveal his true colors. Later, he helped me to annihilate the palace and kill the rebel Prince Ping. He has made an indelible contribution," Long Xingshan finally said. "In addition, I said before that if Su Yang returns, I will appoint him as the commander-in-chief of the 3 armies. Now is an auspicious day. I have decided to appoint Su Yang as the commander-in-chief and put him in charge of the 3 armies. I second the motion, I second the motion, I second the motion." Liu Honglian, the head of the civil service, was the first to agree, followed by all the other civil and military officials, who seconded the motion in unison. Now that Prince Ping was dead, the officials who had once pledged their allegiance to him naturally dared no longer oppose him. "Marshal Su, thank you, Your Majesty." Su Yang smiled, but didn't refuse the title, standing to accept it. His grandfather had been Marshal Su, and so had his father. Now it was his turn, and he couldn't afford to lose the legacy. Receiving the title of Marshal Su, he could return home and make his grandfather and father happy. "Yes." Long Xingshan's mood brightened slightly at Su Yang's favor, and he then ordered, "All of you, withdraw. Do not reveal a single word of what happened today. Everything will be governed by the official announcement issued by the court. Anyone who dares to leak it will be executed without mercy, as ordered." All the civil and military officials responded in unison, and then, led by Liu Honglian, they gradually left the Golden Throne Hall. "Wei Zhang, you should leave as well." Long Xingshan glanced at Wei Zhang beside him and said calmly, "I need to speak privately with young Marshal Su." "Yes," Wei Zhang responded respectfully and left, secretly congratulating himself. He was thankful that he had only expressed a hint of dissatisfaction at the Zhang family manner and not lost his temper, otherwise, he would probably be a corpse by now. Soon, only Su Yang and Long Xingshan remained in the Golden Palace. Long Xingshan stood up, stepped down from the throne, and stood beside Su Yang, sizing him up and down. Finally, Long Xingshan nodded and said, "Not bad, a handsome man, but a bit too arrogant." Su Yang chuckled softly, "Only those with strength are worthy of arrogance." "Your Majesty, do you think I'm not worthy?" Haha. Long Xingshan laughed heartily, then said, "Su Yang, let's stop joking and get straight to the point. I've long been aware of Prince Ping's rebellious intentions." "Do you know why I didn't punish him?" Long Xingshan asked. Su Yang frowned and said, "Because of his great-grandmother." "Yes," Long Xingshan said with a serious expression, "Prince Ping's great-grandmother is from Sandong Bridge, which is a powerful first-class sect. His great-grandmother Gu Hongyu stepped into the half-step divine sect in her early years, and it is said that she is infinitely close to the realm of the divine sect." Long Xingshan smiled and asked, "Su Yang, now, do you regret killing Prince Ping?" "No," Su Yang said truthfully, "I said in front of my sister that if I don't twist his head off, I will not be surnamed Su. So, give me another chance, I will still kill Prince Ping." "Okay." Long Xingshan smiled, then looked at Su Yang and asked again, "Su Yang, I have another question. Can you really wipe out Tuoba Bodhisattva and Kazu Taoist? Are you really not afraid of these 2 half-step divine sects?" In response, Su Yang just smiled lightly, and did not answer directly, but said, "Your Majesty, if not, I will take my leave first." After that, Su Yang turned around and was about to leave. "Stop," Long Xingshan said calmly, "I am the Emperor, and you are my commander-in-chief. How dare you be so casual in my presence?" Su Yang continued walking without responding. "Alright, Su Yang, you win. I won't use any rules to restrain you, but you must answer one last question." Long Xingshan compromised. Su Yang paused and said calmly, "Ask whatever you want. You should have met National Blade Instructor Ziao. She's my senior sister. When she heard you were in danger, she traveled thousands of miles to rescue you." Long Xingshan stared at Su Yang's back and asked, "Do you know where she is now? Why can't I contact her, traveling thousands of miles? Just to save herself?" Su Yang's expression suddenly became complicated when he heard this, and Xiao's voice and smile could not help but come to his mind. "Little guy, you owe me a cup of milk tea. Little guy, you haven't bought me the cosmetics yet. I can't let you die. Little guy, follow your sister." After a moment, Su Yang ended her reminiscence, took a deep breath, and said, "She's fine. Don't worry, she should be back soon." With that, Su Yang strode out of the Golden Palace. Watching Su Yang disappear, Long Xingqian's face was filled with astonishment. "What do you mean by very good? Also, how long is after a while? You can't even speak clearly, you guy." Long Xingqian complained a few words, and then his eyes fell on the body of Prince Ping, and murmured, Su Yang, didn't you say in front of your sister that you would twist his head off, otherwise you would not be surnamed Su, and now you haven't done it, forget it. In order for you to continue to have the surname Su, I will do something like fratricide. I have paid a lot for you." After the voice fell, Long Xingqian narrowed his eyes and strode towards the body of Prince Ping. "Please, brothers, the rewards have been too bleak recently. If you have conditions, please give a like. If you don't have conditions, please give a like to generate electricity for love. Don't make me generate electricity for love, please brothers." If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 372 Conversation with Sister. Prince Ping was dead. The matter between Wang Fugu and Liu Chushan had been resolved, and he had also met his sister. There was no point in remaining in Kyoto now. As for the aftermath, let Emperor Long Xingqian handle it. Although Su Yang had challenged the imperial authority in the Golden Throne Hall, he had also resolved a potential threat for Long Xingqian. Long Xingqian's willingness to appoint Su Yang as commander-in-chief indicated that he had selectively overlooked Su Yang's previous disrespect and recognized him. Of course, this was mainly due to Su Yang's ability to subdue Long Xingqian through telepathy. Otherwise, given the emperor's temperament, he would have refused to let Su Yang leave. Unable to understand Su Yang, he deliberated and compromised. After leaving the Golden Throne Hall, Su Yang used the A World Away technique and quickly arrived at Prince Ping's residence. He left and came in a hurry, and not much time had passed. Meanwhile, Su Jingguo and the members of the Blood Slaughter group were still standing outside. Su Jingguo was communicating with Xiao Ting, her eyes filled with shock. She naturally recognized Xiao Ting, but her impression of him wasn't that of a Huajin-level ancient martial artist. How had he become so powerful now? Furthermore, Su Jingguo had met most of the other 49 people here before, having met them at the Su family. They were ordinary at first, not even reaching the Huajin stage. But now, while these people lacked energies, the aura they exuded rivaled hers, if not surpassed it. What had happened? Why had the Su family's secret guards become so powerful? Miss, please don't ask us. The eldest young master has already explained these matters. Xiao Ting's face was troubled. Suddenly, he saw Su Yang and breathed a sigh of relief. The eldest young master is here. Miss, if you really want to know, ask him. Little brother, you're here. Su Jingguo's gaze fell on Su Yang, and she was immediately relieved. You know, you said you were going to the Golden Palace. I was so worried, but fortunately, you didn't go. Su Yang's absence was too brief, barely enough time to smoke a cigarette. That's why Su Jingguo thought so. Sister, I've returned from the Golden Palace, Su Yang said with a smile. What? Su Jingguo was shocked, and then walked up to Su Yang and asked with concern, you are not injured, are you? There are so many masters in the palace. It is unrealistic for you to go there to kill Prince Ping. Prince Ping has the intention of a rebellion. We can expose him and let the emperor, no need to go through so much trouble. Su Yang smiled lightly and said, Prince Ping was dead 2 minutes ago. I took his life in front of all the civil and military officials and the emperor. Seeing Su Yang's serious look, not like a joke, Su Jingguo was shocked and couldn't help asking, what is the emperor's attitude? Haha, what attitude can he have? He treats me very well and even made me the Su marshal. Originally, I didn't want to agree, but thinking that my father and grandfather were both the Su marshal, I can't lose face. Su Yang smiled and said, besides, there are so many unspoken rules now. Sister, you are so beautiful. What if you are subject to unspoken rules again? Now I am your boss. No one will dare to use unspoken rules on you in the future. You are so funny. Su Jingguo rolled her eyes at Su Yang, then pinched his face and said with a smile. I have a lot to ask you right now. You must be honest, be gentle, sister, Su Yang gasped, then looked at Zhu Tu and ordered, Xiao Ting, take the Zhu Tu members to the Zhang family estate. I'll be there shortly. Also, you should have Liu Wei's contact information. Tell him to prepare the helicopter. We'll return to Jiangbei tonight. I have matters to attend to there. Currently, Zhang Changshen, leader of the Iron Fist sect, and Gu Honggao, Prince Ping's maternal grandmother, are both in Jiangbei and are pressuring the Medicine King Hall. Zhang Zhonggao and Zhang Ruomu must be in a state of panic. As the head of the Medicine King Hall, he couldn't just sit back and watch the hall being exploited. Yes, Xiao Ting respectfully accepted the order and then led the 49 Zhu members out of Prince Ping's mansion. After they left, Su Yang looked at Su Jingguo and smiled gently. Sister, ask whatever you want to know, and I will tell you everything, okay? Su Jingguo released the hand that was holding Su Yang, and then said, as for your strength, if you don't want to talk about it, I won't ask any more questions, but I want to know, when did you become strong? Have you been pretending to be a playboy before? This, Su Yang paused. It was a bit unscientific that he suddenly became so powerful. In order not to rouse his sister's suspicion, he said, Sister, you are right. In fact, I have been hiding my strength. I want to practice quietly alone, and when the day comes that my strength is revealed, I will surprise everyone. Okay, you are worthy of being my little brother. You have been patient for many years. This mentality makes my sister admire you, Su Jingguo first praised, and then asked, you said before that you led people to solve the crisis in southern Xinjiang. Is it true or not? Of course it is true, Su Yang smiled. Otherwise, why did the emperor appoint me as the commander-in-chief of the 3 armies? I see. Su Jingguo nodded, then seemed to have thought of something and asked another question. Little brother, was it you, Su Xuantian, who saved me in Dongjiang some time ago? Sister, did you guess it? Su Yang said with a wry smile. It was really you. Su Jingguo was extremely surprised, but when she thought of other things her little brother had done, she was no longer surprised. Instead, she smiled happily and said, at that time, I had a feeling that Su Xuantian was very familiar. He has some of your shadow, but Su Xuantian is too powerful, so I didn't dare to think in that direction. Haha, little brother, thank you for the Dongjiang matter. You saved my life. Su Jingguo patted Su Yang's shoulder gratefully. Sister, you are too polite. I am your younger brother. If I don't save you, who will? Su Yang smiled and said, besides, if you hadn't protected me for so many years, I would have suffered so much. Stop talking. You have hidden your strength. Even without your sister, you will be fine. Recalling the past, Su Jingguo suddenly felt a little embarrassed, but finally laughed it off. After a pause of a few seconds, Su Jingguo asked curiously, brother, do Grandpa and Su Shenbing know your strength? Su Yang smiled bitterly, and then said, they probably don't know. I will tell them when I go back. However, sister, Dad and Grandpa may beat me then, so you must protect me. What do you mean? This is a good thing. Why did Grandpa and Su Shenbing beat you? Su Jingguo asked curiously. Ahem, Su Yang coughed twice, then continued, because, some time ago, I didn't want to reveal my strength, so I disguised myself as Su Xuantian and accidentally became sworn brothers with Grandpa at the Juman black market in Jiangbei, become sworn brothers with Grandpa. Su Jingguo was immediately confused when she heard this. Chapter 373, Su Shenbing is not that simple? Now, my other identity is the young Earth Sect Master Su Xuantian. I am my grandfather's sworn brother and my father's uncle Xuantian, Su Yang said with a wry smile. This, the name is a bit confusing, but that's roughly what it means. Little brother, you are a bit of a tiger. You can do such a thing, Su Jingguo said with a dark face. I was forced to do so, Su Yang said. Sister, you don't know. Grandpa held my hand and wouldn't let me go. He insisted on becoming sworn brothers with me. I refused at first, but Grandpa kept pestering me and was eager to become sworn brothers. I had no choice but to agree, Su Yang continued. I thought I could leave after becoming sworn brothers, but I didn't expect that Grandpa would call Dad over and ask me to drink. When Dad saw me, he kept calling me Uncle Xuantian, which made my scalp numb. Su Yang smiled bitterly. Later, my family encountered some troubles, and my strength became very strong, so I didn't hide it anymore, but so much time has passed, and I still haven't confessed to Dad and Grandpa. The main reason is that I was panicked. If they knew that I was Su Xuantian, they would beat me to death, Su Yang continued, especially Dad. He called me Uncle Xuantian so warmly that he probably wanted to eat my heart. Haha, originally, Su Jingguo thought that Su Yang's behavior was a bit inappropriate, but after hearing this, she couldn't help laughing and said, "You deserve it, Su Shenbing. I didn't expect that you would have this day, calling your own son uncle. This time I want to see where you put your face, little brother. Don't worry, I will go back to Jiangbei with you. With my sister here, Su Shenbing can't even think of touching you," Su Jingguo promised. "Okay, sister is awesome," Su Yang flattered her first, and then asked doubtfully, "Sister, there is a question that has been buried in my heart for a long time. Why are you so bad to Dad, even calling him by his name?" Su Yang continued, "Also, Dad doesn't blame you. On the contrary, he feels very guilty and seems afraid to face you. Did he do something wrong before?" "Yes," Su Jingguo nodded. Her eyes fell on Su Yang, and then said, "Little brother, I thought you were an ordinary person before, and I wanted you to live an ordinary life, so I didn't tell you a lot of things. However, now you are different from before. Your martial arts are unfathomable, and you can even kill masters of the Xianzong. It doesn't matter if I tell you about what happened back then." Su Jingguo fell into memories, and then said, "In fact, our Su family is not an ordinary urban family. We are from Kunlun Mountain. Our great-grandfather crushed an era and once dominated the ancient martial arts world." Hearing this, Su Yang said, "Sister, Dad told me about this. Later, my great-grandfather disappeared, and all the major sects besieged Kunlun Mountain. Only my grandfather survived. He changed his name and established a Jiangbei Su family." "Oh?" Su Jingguo looked at Su Yang and asked, "Did Su Shenbing tell you about my mother?" "Yes," Su Yang nodded and said, "My mother is not dead. The grave in Yongning Cemetery is fake. Now my mother is under house arrest in the Fengshan area." "Didn't he say anything else?" Su Jingguo asked. Su Yang shook his head and said, "No." "Haha," Su Jingguo sneered. "It seems that he still knows that he is a coward. There are some things that he is ashamed to talk about and is embarrassed to tell you." "Sister, what's going on?" Su Yang couldn't help but ask. "Little brother," Su Jingguo continued, "in fact, Su Shenbing was fully capable of keeping Mom here. Even the Lord of Mount Tai, the three most powerful forces in the ancient martial arts world, couldn't stop him. Unfortunately, for the sake of so-called principles, he made a choice and allowed Mom to be forcibly taken away to the Fengshan land. 5 years, 5 whole years, he ignored Mom. Did he ever consider the immense pain she was enduring?" Su Jingguo gritted her teeth and said, "And us, without Mom, how difficult these thousands of days and nights must have been." He didn't consider any of this. He only cared about principles and rules. What? The three most powerful forces, even if they were all out, were no match for Dad? Dad, he actually had this kind of strength? Was he also playing dumb? Impossible. If Dad was so strong, how could he have been in danger so many times, especially the last 2 times? If I hadn't shown up in time, I'm afraid Dad would have died long ago. Su Yang was puzzled and asked, "Sister, could you have made a mistake? I've observed Dad's strength. He only has the ability to transform his energy at present. This kind of strength is not considered a strong one, let alone in the ancient martial arts world, even in the city," Su Yang continued, "and the master of Mount Tai is at that level. He must be a Shenzong. How could Dad be his opponent?" Indeed, Su Shenbing was poisoned. He originally set foot in Xianzong, but his strength has been deteriorating little by little. Su Jingguo sneered, "But little brother, do you think our Su family really has no trump card? I tell you, the Su family's trump card is ridiculously strong. Su Shenbing is not as simple as he seems." Su Jingguo thought about it, and then said, "Aren't we going back to Jiangbei tonight? When we meet Su Shenbing, let him tell you in person. Then you will know how ruthless he is." Even after 5 years, Su Jingguo still gritted her teeth when she mentioned her father. Seeing this, Su Yang didn't ask any further questions, but instead avoided the topic, saying with a smile, "Well, sister, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's go. I'll take you to see a little thing you're sure you'll like." Su Jingguo nodded, then smiled and asked in confusion, "What little thing? You even prepared a gift for me, sister." "Haha, you'll know when we get there," Su Yang said with a smile, referring to Su Jing. Okay, next, Su Yang and Su Jingguo left Prince Ping's mansion together. Not long after, they arrived at the Zhang family manor. As soon as they entered the manor, Su Yang overheard the conversation between Su Jing and Mo Yuan. "Well, Su Jing, it's all your fault, you annoying guy. You got me pregnant. How can I face people in the future?" Little Momo, It's not my fault. You don't want to take responsibility, right? Humph, Mom is right, no man is a good thing. I will never talk to you again. No, I'm responsible. I didn't mean it. Don't be angry. I didn't know it would turn out like this. Yeah, you're shirking responsibility. No, okay, I admit it. I did it. Apologize to me. Sorry, little Momo, I was wrong. I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen. Su Yang was dumbfounded when he heard the conversation between the two little guys, with surprise written all over his face. Chapter 374 Playing House. Got pregnant? And still doesn't want to take responsibility? Su Xing actually did something worse than an animal. This damn thing, instead of learning good things, he only learns bad things, at such a young age. Huh? Wait a minute. Su Xing is so tiny, his hair hasn't even grown yet, he doesn't have the ability to do that. They are just two 4-year-old children, this kind of thing will never happen. Su Yang had already rolled up his sleeves, ready to rush in and beat Su Xing up, but when he thought of this, he calmed down. With strong curiosity, he came to the courtyard, followed by Su Jingguo. He saw a delicate little girl sitting on the flower bed, holding her belly, with a worried look on her face. It was the little Lolita who was eating candied haws earlier, Mo Yuan. Su Xing was standing next to her, with a smile on his face, trying every way to please the little Lolita. At this moment, Su Xing made a face and said, Lulo, little Momo, do you think I'm scary? PFFT, Mo Yuan laughed out loud. Su Xing, you look like a fool, little Momo, you're laughing. Hey, as long as you're happy, I'd rather be a fool. Su Xing approached Mo Yuan and said with a flattering smile, just forgive me. I promise I'll never buy you a hamburger again. I'll keep your tummy small. Okay, I forgive you, Mo Yuan said with a generous smile. Hamburgers? Su Yang gave a wry smile. After all this time, this is what happened. Do kids these days always talk so scary? Dad, at this time, Su Xing saw Su Yang, so he took Mo Yuan's hand, walked up to Su Yang, and said proudly, Dad, let me introduce you, her name is Mo Yuan, and she will be your daughter-in-law in the future. My little Momo doesn't ask for much, just a few billion for the betrothal gift. As for the other betrothal gifts, just give me a few dozen bottles of the elixirs in your ring. I don't mind it being too little. Su Xing looked around and then said, as for the wedding house, let's use this manor. Although it's a bit small, I really don't mind it. Bang. After hearing this, Su Yang raised his hand and gave Su Xing a slap on the head, frowning and said, if I don't hit you for a while, you'll be itching again. Hiss. Su Xing covered his head and muttered, it hurts. Dad, can you give me some face in front of your daughter-in-law? You still want face? If you are rude to the little girl again, I will blow your head off, Su Yang threatened viciously. Su Xing panicked and ran to the side, not daring to speak. Then, Su Yang's gaze fell on Mo Yuan, and he chuckled softly, little girl, if Su Xing bullies you, tell your uncle and he'll teach him a lesson for you. Su Yang already knew Mo Yuan's identity, the daughter of a servant in the Zhang family. Now, her parents had chosen to stay and continue working, so Mo Yuan hadn't left the Zhang family estate. Uncle, Mo Yuan, unfazed by the stranger's presence, met Su Yang's gaze and said with a smile, Su Xing isn't bullying me. We're just playing house. He's the husband, and I'm the wife. Playing house, I see. Su Yang smiled and said, how can you finish your house game? It'll take a long time. Mo Yuan said truthfully. Su Xing said we can keep playing this game for many years? Years? This brat was clearly trying to trick a little girl. Damn, well done. At such a young age, he is so good at picking up girls. Not bad, he has half the charm of me. Little brother. At this time, Su Jingguo came over and her eyes fell on Su Xing. She said in surprise, this kid just called you dad. Could he be? Yeah, Su Yang nodded, smiled and said, sister, his name is Su Xing, and he is my son, haha. Su Jingguo couldn't help laughing when she heard this. You kid is good. He quietly gave birth to a son. No, he looks to be 4 or 5 years old. How come I didn't know he existed? Ahem, Su Yang said a little embarrassedly. Actually, I only found out about this a few days ago. Oh, what do you mean? Su Jingguo asked curiously. Who is his mother? Zhang Zuier? Su Yang answered truthfully. Zhang Zuier? Su Jingguo suddenly realized, the surname is Zhang. Is she the daughter of the Zhang family 5 years ago? You got her when you were drunk, sister. Cough cough. Su Yang tugged at Su Jingguo's clothes and whispered, "Save some face for me in front of the child." Haha, okay. Su Jingguo smiled lightly, then squatted down and rubbed Su Xing's head lovingly, and said with a smile, "Little guy, do you know who I am? I'm not stupid, you are my aunt." Su Xing immediately turned on the sweet talk mode, and her little mouth was like honey, and, "You are so beautiful as a fairy. You and my dad are not biological children, right?" Su Jingguo's expression paused obviously, and then asked, "You? How did you know?" "It's very simple. Although my dad is not ugly, he looks just average. You can only say that he is above average," Su Xing went on to say, "but aunt, you are so beautiful, stunningly beautiful, so stunning that you can make fish sink to the bottom of the country, geese fall to the ground, and the moon hide in shame. You and dad are definitely not biological children. You are born from the same mother, so there can't be such a big difference between you." Su Jingguo breathed a sigh of relief when she heard it. She rubbed Su Xing's head and said with a smile, "Haha, little guy, not bad, you have a future, much better than your dad." Fuck, Su Yang's face suddenly darkened, and he muttered, "Su Xing, who do you say is average looking?" As he said that, Su Yang walked over, pinched Su Xing's face, and prepared to give him a beating. It hurts, Su Xing pleaded for help aggrievedly, and, "It hurts so much, save me, keep pretending, I didn't use any strength at all." Su Yang sneered, "Also, you may not know, my sister loves me the most. No matter what I do wrong, she is the one who bears it. She loves me the most and will never help." Hiss. Su Yang was speaking when Su Jingguo pinched his face and said seriously, "Let go, don't pinch my nephew." "Sister, what are you doing? I am your younger brother, your most beloved younger brother. Why are you pinching me? You are no longer." Su Jingguo smiled and said, "Now the person I love the most is my eldest nephew. Let go, or I will use force." Fuck. Su Yang was forced to let go of his hand, looked at Su Jingguo, and smiled bitterly. "So, sister, love will disappear, right?" Su Jingguo ignored Su Yang, but said gently, "Nephew, does it still hurt?" "It hurts, woo woo woo." Su Xing cried miserably, "Dad often pinches my face, and, you must stand up for me, Su Yang. Don't pinch it next time. If I see it again, don't blame me for being rude." Su Jingguo threatened with a dark face. "Su Yang? Damn. Is he so heartless that he doesn't even call me his younger brother? I gave birth to a son, and he comes to compete with me for favor. What's the matter?" Su Yang smiled bitterly, and then explained, "Sister, I'm helping him, pinching his face to make it more handsome." "Didn't you pinch me like this when you were a child?" "Get lost, what does pinching the face have to do with being handsome?" Sister, but you said so before." Su Jingguo heard this and said seriously, "I lied to you, Su Yang." Chapter 375 Return to Jiangbei. The elder sister's affection had been completely transferred. She'd given all the love she had for her younger brother to her eldest nephew, leaving nothing behind. "Auntie, Dad left me a backpack. It's my lifeblood. Inside are my milk bottle and bear biscuits." At this point, Su Xing pleaded pitifully, "Auntie, could you please ask Dad to return my things to me?" Su Yang. Upon hearing this, Su Jingguo glared at Su Yang. "How dare you snatch something from a child? Why don't you just give me the backpack?" "Fuck you." Su Yang's face darkened. Seeing Su Xing crouching behind his elder sister, chuckling smugly, he wanted to slam his son's head in. But with his elder sister nearby, physical action seemed impractical. Su Yang had no choice but to retrieve the backpack from his storage ring and return it to Su Xing. "Auntie, you're amazing. My dad listens to you," Su Xing flattered, backpack on his shoulder. "Oh, you've put on your storage ring." Su Jingguo glanced at Su Yang, then her gaze fell on Su Xing. She smiled softly and said, "Of course. If you have any problems in the future, just tell your aunt and she'll take care of it for you, okay, my beautiful, gentle, kind, and generous aunt. From now on you will be my guardian angel." Su Xing hugged Su Jingguo's thighs tightly and rubbed his head flatteringly. After some playful fun, Su Jingguo took Su Xing and Mo Yuan to play nearby. As for Su Yang, he called Xiao Ting, Su Shanju, and Zhang Xiaoyu. "Master, the members of the Blood Slaughter group have assembled and are stationed outside the manor. You can leave at any time," Xiao Ting said at this time. "Yet," Su Yang nodded, then looked at Su Shanju and said lightly, "Su Shanju, did you get the 1,000-year-old black tortoise shell?" Reporting to the master, "I got it. I have to thank the Great Lord, Su Shanzhu responded respectfully, after you left, I mentioned this matter to the Great Lord. The Great Lord went directly to the Medicine King Hall and brought all the medicinal materials you needed. As he said that, Su Shanzhu handed a package to Su Yang, which contained the 1,000-year-old black tortoise shell. Okay, Su Yang put the package into the storage ring, then looked at Zhang Xiaoyu and said with a calm smile, Zhang Xiaoyu, thank you for your trouble, Palace Master, you are too polite. You are the Palace Master of the Medicine King Palace. It is my duty to serve you, Zhang Xiaoyu responded with a fist, and then couldn't help asking, Palace Master, what was the result of your visit to Prince Ping's mansion this time? All the masters in the palace were killed by Zhu Tu. As for Prince Ping, Su Yang smiled and said, I went to the Golden Palace and wiped him out in the hall. The matter is over, Palace Master, your methods are unparalleled. I admire you, Zhang Xiaoyu first complimented him, then asked curiously, I heard that there is a master in the palace who is at the half-step divine sect realm. She comes from Sandong Bridge and is named Gu Hongyu. Her strength is unfathomable. Palace Master, have you seen her? Not really, Su Yang shook his head, and then said calmly, that Gu Hongyu left Kyoto 2 days ago and went to Jiangbei with Zhang Changshen. Jiangbei, Zhang Xiaoyu paused, then, as if reminiscing, said with a grim expression, Palace Master, aren't they and Zhang Changshen going to Jiangbei to force our Medicine King Palace to compromise? Indeed, Su Yang nodded. Indeed, the situation in Jiangbei is critical right now. Zhang Zhuangyu, facing several half-step divine masters alone, must be overwhelmed. Zhang Xiaoyu was immediately puzzled upon hearing this. Palace Master, what are you talking about? Wasn't my ancestor already dead? How could he? Su Yang met Zhang Xiaoyu's gaze and smiled softly. He's not dead. He only faked his death back then. He's currently in Jiangbei. What? Zhang Xiaoyu's eyes flashed with shock. Alright, the situation in Jiangbei is special. Let's not waste time, Su Yang urged. Xiao Ting, I asked you to contact Liu Wei. How's your contact going, young master? It's done. The large helicopter is parked outside Kyoto, Xiao Ting said respectfully. Okay, Su Yang said sternly. Prepare to depart and return to Kyoto. Zhang Changshen and Gu Hongyu must die? Yes, Xiao Ting and Su Shanzhu agreed. Palace Master, at this point, Zhang Xiaoyu said, I wish to go to Jiangbei with you. Okay, Su Yang nodded gently, agreeing. Next, Su Yang found his elder sister and Su Xing and set off on the journey back to Jiangbei. Notably, Su Xing insisted on taking Mo Yuan with him. After consulting Mo Yuan's parents, Su Yang took Mo Yuan and her family aboard the helicopter. However, Wang Fugi and Liu Chushan did not leave. Instead, they remained in Kyoto, intending to explain the situation to the Liu family and then return to Jiangbei with Liu Chushan. By now, Su Yang's reputation was resounding throughout the major families of Kyoto, so even if Wang Fugi and Liu Chushan stayed, they would be safe. So, Su Yang didn't force it, allowing Wang Fugi to stay and have a good time with his parents-in-law. Buzz buzz buzz. At 10 o'clock that evening, the helicopter slowly took off, breaking through the clouds and quickly departing Kyoto. The next morning, Su Yang and his group successfully arrived in Jiangbei. Afterward, Liu Wei flew the helicopter back to the Juman Black Market. Su Yang and the others headed to the Su family manor, intending to meet with his father and grandfather first before settling the matter at Evian Villa. At that moment, in the underground secret room of the Su family manor. Father, I heard from the servant who delivered the meal that a big event happened in Kyoto yesterday. Prince Ping seemed to have been killed, and he was killed in the Golden Throne Hall, with the Emperor present. Oh, in addition, it is said that the Emperor has also appointed a new commander-in-chief of the 3 armies, and that person is the one who killed Prince Ping. Don't you think it's strange that he would be rewarded for killing Prince Ping in public? Oh, I heard that Prince Ping intended to rebel, and the new commander-in-chief made great contributions to suppressing the rebellion. By the way, it is said that the commander-in-chief's surname is Su. Father, isn't it a coincidence that it is the same surname as ours? Oh, Father, aren't you curious about who that person is? No, but I am curious. I, the servant, only have a vague idea. I guess all the major TV stations should be talking about what happened in the Golden Throne Hall yesterday, and we can hear some useful information. Then what? Shenbing, what do you want to say? Well, Father, what I mean is, can you please stop watching talent shows and turn to a serious channel? Can't we pay attention to national affairs? No, Father is old and has no interest in national affairs. Su Shenping lay on the bed, revealing a helpless smile. He had no idea what to do with Su Qianqian. Just then, Su Yang and his group returned to the manor. After settling Su Xing, Su Yang and his elder sister Su Jingguo went into the underground secret room together. Father, someone is coming in, turn off the TV quickly, Su Shenping hurriedly reminded, noticing the movement outside. Su Qianqian hurriedly turned off the TV and stared at the ceiling as if nothing had happened. Dad, Grandpa, Su Yang greeted with a smile. Grandpa, as for Su Jingguo, she only greeted Su Qianqian. After her eyes fell on Su Shenping, her expression was worried and concerned at first, and then she sneered, haha, Su Shenping, I didn't expect that you would end up like this, you deserve it, P.S. I kowtow to everyone. There's only one update today. I encountered something and my mind is in a mess, like paste. I haven't asked for leave this month. I asked for leave today, but I thought I had to post a chapter. Please understand. I will make up for the 2 chapters I owe this month, don't scold me. End of this chapter, thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all, see you in the next video.